We left Kelowna about, let me see, a year and 18 months ago. We went down to Mexico and we opened up a clinic. We were very successful. People think we ran away or something, you know, or we gave it up or something. I'll tell you what we gave it up for. You want to know? Well, there's something that I decided that if I could go to Mexico and open up a 20-room clinic, be very successful with it, what could I actually do? Do I just want to do that? No, I don't want to do that. I have about 1,500, maybe in between 1,500 and 2,000 practitioners around the world. We've taught in a year and a half, okay, 580 practitioners become New World practitioners. Yeah. I am, as I live this life, I'm starting to understand things more, you know. I'm starting to understand why I'm here. The most important thing that you can ever get is finding your gift. And I can tell you something right now. Out of this whole room, there might be 2 people or 3 people that actually have moved on their gift. And that's the God's truth. Most people go to work. I don't go to work. I go to love. People don't believe that. They think he's got to be up to something. You know, he's got to be doing something. I mean, I don't know if you, and I don't really want to talk about it, but, you know, I mean, you know, your government spent almost like $250,000 trying to destroy my reputation. Okay? They're not my government anymore. There is no government for me. You know, they tried to destroy me on Marketplace. They actually got people that would say anything and everything. So the reality is, for a guy who murdered 3 people in the last year, and for a guy who steals people's money, why aren't they here tonight? The reality is this: they're not here tonight and they can't show up and understand something. And this is how it's going to be. My team and I are going to go out and make a world of difference. We're going to make out a world of difference. And do you know how you make a world of difference every day? You smile. You smile no matter what's going on, because that is your greatest weapon. And wherever you go, you leave smiles. Wherever you go. And what you need to do is understand something. You all run programs. You all run programs. Only 1 out of 10,000 people will ever awaken on this planet. That's the game. Every one of you have different beliefs, and I don't want any of them. Because guess what? We all come down here for ourselves, whether we believe it or not. We come down here, and I'm going to go through this very quickly with you. I'm going to spend 45 minutes of what I believe are golden nuggets. What?
We just have to adjust your mic. Oh, just go on. Just go on.
Oh, really? Next, you'll be wanting to do my fly up and say, just go on. Just go on. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. You know what? That whole thing about love them anyway, it's true. It's true. Let me ask you a question. What do you hate? What do you hate? Well, guess what? That's ruining you. What do you hate? You hate Justin Trudeau. You hate the government here. You hate taxes. Okay, what do you hate? You hate that you can't lose weight. You hate that you don't have energy. You hate that, you know, things are going to get more expensive. Understand something. Every one of you people that are focusing on that, you're going nowhere but down. Nowhere but down. Okay? Let me tell you something. The most important thing in your life is energy. The most important thing in life, the most important commodity is energy. And you don't even know how you get it. You don't even know how you lose it. You don't. And the very simple, most basic rules, you don't know. And guess what? How could you know? Your parents didn't know them. Their parents didn't know them. Okay? You listen to everyone else that doesn't know what they're talking about. Okay, because let's make this one thing really clear. I am not here for the majority. I'm here for the 1% of the 1%. And I'm here for selfish reasons. Does anybody know I'm only here for the 1% of the 1%? Because if I was here for the majority, it means that I could never grow consciously. I could never expand. I could never dream again. I could never awaken my imagination. I'm going to have everything I want, and I already do have everything I want. This year, it's everything, you know, it's like this. Don't think because you wake up, don't think because you find your authentic self that it's going to be easy. It's going to be a struggle, but it's your struggle. I'm not struggling for anyone else's beliefs except mine. Mine is a hero story. And I'm going to go out and you watch me. You don't have to like me. You don't have to believe me. I don't really care. I'm going to love you anyway because I understand one thing. And that's this. That love is just an ingredient. But self-love and then shining that light on everyone, whether they like you or they care for you or not, and minding my own business. I wouldn't give anything the time of day. The medical system, I would give them the time of day. Why should I? It doesn't fit in my wheelhouse. I'm not going to talk bad about them. They're great for emergency care. That means that you should only be going to them twice a year, twice in your lifetime. Because you shouldn't be getting into accidents because there are no accidents. You create every accident that you have. You don't understand that your mind, for most of you, is a landmine. You actually believe that your personality is your personality. And I can prove to you, if I were to take each one of you, and within 15 to 20 minutes, that you are not your personality. You are not your personality unless you totally love and care for yourself, and you need no one else to love you again, and you're complete. And that's it. And that's it. And I am that. And I am that. And that's why I can do what I can do, because I have abundant energy, because I fill up my own heart. I don't need Lori to love me. I know she will, because I totally love myself, which means I'm not going to hurt myself or her. I'm not going to ever be in a mood because I don't make her responsible for loving me and caring for me. And every one of you, whoever you married and all your children, you've made them responsible. And then the guilt. What about the guilt? You played love ransom with your family and your children all the time. You know what? Let me tell you something. Sick people have sick thoughts. Healthy people have healthy thoughts. Rich people have rich thoughts. And the majority have poverty thinking, so they're poor. Look, and I can tell you one thing right now, and it's the truth. But how many people would jump on it? You could go to Puerto Rico. I'm going there in 8 days. We're opening up our own bank. Go figure, because I don't trust anybody else's bank. Do you understand? So the reality is I'm going to do that, but guess what? You could spend $5,000 US and only pay 4% taxes again, and most of you go, oh, that's interesting. Really? See, the problem is the majority can't believe in stuff like this, won't do it. They'd rather complain all year long and then give away 6 months of their work. Why would you work? Why don't you find your passion? Why don't you find your purpose? And then find your gift and then share it with the rest of the world? Why don't you figure it out? You are the story that you tell. You are the story that you tell. And the body that you have, you've worked damn hard to have it, whether it's healthy, whether it's sick. And understand something, it's not your fault, but everybody's a victim. A victim of something. I'm not a victim of anything. Unless you're going to reclaim your imagination, because that was God's greatest gift, your imagination. Okay? I have the imagination of a child. You think about it. A 20-room clinic, went down, opened it up, ran it, was successful, and decided I want to close it because I want to go play in another sandbox. I want a bigger sandbox. Let's do a world tour. Okay? Just know this, it's like this. There's always going to be people out there that are going to want to pull you down, and it's not because they don't love you. They're going to want to pull you down because you're leaving them. I'm not calling anybody turkeys, but, we act like turkeys, don't we? Gobble, 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 gobble. What's really coming out of our mouth? Okay, is it logical? Is it moving you forward? Is it expanding you? Is it expanding your life? Is it putting not hope, because hope don't float, but is it putting courage into yourself and everybody around you? I never complain about anything. I just take action. I am not scared of anything. I have no fear. I have no fear. No fear. Trust me, if you knew what came after me this year, I have no fear. I'd rather live one day and be me than live 100 days or 100 years and be anything else. Because my spirit will reign forever, and I know that. And I don't believe in religion, and I don't believe in sinners. That's a lie. Think about it. Every one of you that are a sinner, how's your healing going? How's your feeling going? It's great being a sinner, eh? Wow. You know, it's like communist thinking. We'll suffer today for a better tomorrow. How's that working for you? How's that working for you? And isn't it great that, you know, you've got the religion that's going to heaven and everybody else doesn't? And that you know what's going on? I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't have a clue. I'm just going to stay in the present moment, own it, and I'm going to play. And it doesn't matter what they do or what anybody else does, okay? Because I know that that which created the universe has always loved me, never judged me, even when I was trying to discover myself under the blankets for the first time. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, and I've got good eyesight. I am not going to stay in your box. I'm not going to stay in anybody's box. I'm here to stir it up. That's all I'm here to do. Okay? You need to look for the child within, and guess what? And it's an inner standing, not an outer standing, not an understanding. And understand something. The government is not broken. Okay? The medical system is not broken. Oh my God, the medical system is broken. We have to fix it. Really? Really? Okay. Okay. That's like saying, could you go over there and pull the teeth out of that tiger? You don't do that. You don't mess around trying to pull the teeth out of a tiger. I mean, come on. Drugs are made out of petroleum. So guess what? Isn't it great that you take petroleum? And, you know, I'll tell you right now, let me see, about 83% of the population of this little get-together here tonight takes drugs. And guess what? And you still take drugs if you do dairy products, if you do animal products, if they're not free range and if they're not organic. How many people know that if you do animal products for 1 month, that is taking one round of antibiotics every month? That's 1 week of antibiotics that you take by taking animal products. Isn't that great? So, you know, I can't say to somebody, do you do animal product? I mean, do you do antibiotics? When's the last time? Oh, let me see, I haven't done that ever. I just did it this morning. So people aren't alert or awake to any of this. And it's not because you're stupid. Okay? I'm gonna talk about something because you know what? I never wanted to lecture here when I lived in Kelowna. Does anybody know why? Anybody know why? Because guess what? Because the health practitioners here weren't saying nice things about me. Do you know why? Because I offered a money-back guarantee in everything I did. So the reality is I said, I can't crap in my own backyard. I mean, I'll just stay quiet. The reality is if you're so good at what you do, why don't you give a money-back guarantee? And the reason why I give money-back guarantee is I'm so good at what I do. And understand something, and this is about me becoming self-centered, centered into myself, saying that I am a genius, saying that guess what? Whatever comes along my way, I'm going to make it better. How do I teach all my students that come to me? You leave here telling everyone that you're going to do better than me. And I make them say it. I make them live it. So energy, isn't it something? I'm tired. I had a hard day. You're always tired. You always have a hard day. Okay, because guess what? Imagination is everything. And guess what? Guess who owns it? The medical system owns it. The government owns it. Your mommy and daddy own it because they're programmed. Okay? Your friends own it. And you don't own your own brain. You don't. And let's make something really clear. I'm going to fly through this really quick. And guess what? I'm not telling you you don't own it because you're dumb. Let me tell you, I'd be dead already if I wasn't a practitioner. I have a AAA personality. Okay, so either I'm destroying the world or trying to put it back together. It was just a flip of the coin, and I guess I'm on the right side. I don't know. You know, there's always going to be good guys and bad guys. There's always going to be light. There's going to be dark. Oh my God, when's the Savior coming? Really? Are you still going on about that story? Right? Okay, and yes, Santa's not real either. Okay, and you need to become the hero of your own story. So you go around, you just keep telling the stories. Oh yeah, but this story's been going on for like 10,000 years. Yeah, how's that working for you? I just get off your butt and take action, massive personal action, and go and get what you want. Okay, nobody's going to come and help you. Okay, and they're coming one more time so hard at you this fall, you have no idea. I'm not going to get into it tonight. They're coming hard and they're coming furious. Okay, and understand something. If you're not psychologically prepared for this, that's where you're going to crumble. I'm going to tell you something. I have never met so many miserable Canadians in all my life than this trip. Hey, Lori? Grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. Okay? And you can say, yeah, but you'd be too. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. The whole time I was here during COVID, I just had signs on my doors. The police would come to the door and I'd go away. Get out of here. If you never watch my videos, you don't even know what your rights are. You have the right to everything. Okay? So let's make something really perfectly clear. Your spirit was God-given, but your brain was manipulated. Okay, why would God create a subconscious that is 90% of your brain? That means your conscious is only 10%. And guess what? This was a study done that the majority of the population, you do know what I'm talking about, right? How many people know what I'm talking about? 98% of the population is in the present moment, 2%. Now, what are we going to do with them? Nothing. Nothing. Now, there's another, because guess what? If I went after them, that population, and I tried to talk like this, I would be terrorizing them. I would be the bully. You know, there's nothing worse than somebody on some kind of crusade telling someone who doesn't want to buy into it. And one thing, guess what I told you was, the most important thing in your life is your energy, and why would I waste it? Why would I waste it? I had a gentleman come, please, now you're going to go, oh, I knew he was like that. I am too busy for anything else. I charge $500 a treatment, and I'm worth it. I bring the thunder down, okay? And then they have me as a practitioner for the rest of their life. They can call me as often as they want, but I charge $500 an hour. Or you can go to everybody else if you want and find out what you're going to get. You know, you want to go to somebody that's going to stand in their power and actually knows about logic, okay? And that's the whole deal right there. And it's about being logical. I'm not a genius. I'm just logical. And I want to hack everything. And I'm going to look around the world and I'm going to go, I'm going to take that for me and I'm going to take that for me. And then as soon as I find something that's higher vibrational, I'm going to throw that in the garbage. I am never going to stay the same. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm kicking ass right now. That guess what? I'm furious about one law, one love, unconditional love for everyone. I don't care who you are or what you've done or what you think you are. All right? Let me tell you something. You hurt yourself so much, you hurt everybody else. You know, think about it. Don't give me this love crap. Love sucks. You know, it's self-love and self-care, because there's no health care. It's got to be self-care. You know, if you came to me, I'm not going to keep treating you. I'd be mistreating you if I did it. If you don't want to come to me and learn what I know and become better than me, don't come. Don't come. Got no time for it. Okay, got no time. When money is not your goal, because you got to make enough money, got to eat, got to pay the mortgage, got to pay. Jesus, Lori, where do we live? Nowhere. Nowhere. We don't even know where we live because we don't live anywhere. Okay, I've got like 3 containers full of my stuff, and I've got, well, I left with actually about 3 bags of clothes, because 3 big cases of clothes, and then realizing, you know, I really don't wear them. So, you know, we've got some clothes in Texas, we got some clothes in Toronto. I'm just going to leave clothes wherever I go. You know what's there. And the reality is that it teaches you that you know what? You don't need anything when you become everything. You don't need anything when you become everything. As long as you need your husband, you need your wife, you need the dog, you need the cat, you need the kids, okay? And you're gonna go, God, he's such a prick. Listen, tell you something. I love my family. And who's my family? The world, beyond eternity. You can take your stories and take them where the light doesn't shine. Every one of us came from the same maker, and we're going back. So whatever story you want to tell yourself, you can be Jewish and have 55 commandments, or you can be a Christian and have 10. It really doesn't matter. Why don't you have a 200 that really confuse everything? The reality is there's one love, one law, unconditional love for everyone. Nobody goes to war anymore with yourself or anybody else. What about that? What about just stop hurting everyone? What about having moods and tantrums? What about it? So here, let's get to it. I'll take about 25 minutes here, and then we'll get right to it, because this is not about me just, okay? So here's the deal. Are you ready? Imagination means image. Everybody has a different perception. If we asked everyone here what they thought about me tonight, arrogant, okay? All right? Cocky. Oh, I think he's amazing. It'll be all over the board. And none of that matters to me. Because the only reason that you are doing that is because of your belief systems. If your belief systems match mine, that'd be great. And if they don't match mine, and I just pissed you off because you've been living a certain belief that you think I just put down, but I didn't, now you're gonna hate me. But then I'll know it, because you'll leave early. And the way I see it, you'll leave a seat for someone else. I will never intentionally try to hurt anyone. But don't ever expect me to say sorry, because I'm not sorry for nothing, and I'm not humbling down to any human being, the government, the medical system, nobody I will humble down to. I'll humble down to God Almighty, and that is it. And Lori sometimes when I need something. But she's catching on. Okay, so anyways, imagination, image. What's the image you have of yourself right now? And don't lie to me. You don't even love yourself. You might love yourself a teeny bit. The rest of your heart is filled up with the dog, the wife, the husband, the children, and that's where you got screwed. And I'm going to explain that in a few minutes, okay? So here it is. So imagination, image. So the image that you have, if you walk out and all you're doing is looking for the beauty in the world, how would you feel? Beautiful? Okay, what about you woke up on the wrong side of bed? How's that going to turn out? Well, I woke up on the wrong side of bed. No, you didn't. It's 8:15, and every 3 days, you're as miserable as shit. That's it. You run a program. Everybody runs programs. We're all worried about robots. Meanwhile, we are. I hope you know something, that my beliefs, my subconscious runs my life. Your subconscious runs your life. But guess what? Who went in there and pulled every belief out and said, do I want to keep it? I kept a few of my parents' beliefs, but most of them I threw them away, and I love my parents. They loved me the best that they could, and they had a miserable life. Miserable, like most parents do. You know it, you're a parent, pretty miserable, okay? So the reality is, is guess what? It's easy to program a human being. Tell me it isn't. Look at the crap you eat. You don't look at something and say, well, this nourished me. You just don't even think about it. And how many people here go, I'll never eat that again, and then guess what? 10 minutes later, it's in your mouth. Because guess what? You're unconscious. I already told you you're only conscious 2% of the day. How many people know that the tobacco industry owns all the food corporations in the world right now? So the tobacco industry is actually making your food. And stop complaining. You already knew that. Look at it. It's crap. It's crap, but you eat it. If I went into almost, and please don't put your hand up or go, no. So I might be one or two. But if I went into anybody's house here, I'd find so much GMO and so much stuff with heavy metals and chemicals in it. It would be like crazy, okay? I think you know what's in my cupboard.
You don't have a cupboard.
That's right. There's always one. Where's the bodyguard at the door? I don't have a cupboard. Okay, Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard and, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm gonna tell you though, that it doesn't matter. You know, when people say, when I travel, I can't eat right. Oh, really? Really? No, you can't because you don't love yourself. You don't love yourself enough. You don't. You've been programmed not to. So here we go, imagination, image. Okay, so that means that everything that we think about, we have an image first. How many people know that your eyes don't see? How many people know that your eyes only pick up light and they pick up frequency? How many people? So the light and the frequency goes through your eyes. That's why we've got 10,000 teenagers with cataracts being diagnosed every day in North America. 10,000 because of blue light poisoning. Okay, now, so we know that your eyes don't see, but they pick up light and frequency, and your brain makes the images. Guess what? We know that your beliefs have, and they're not your beliefs. It's part of your religion, mommy and daddy, okay? Okay, the things that you listen to and the things that you do. And those beliefs that you think are yours, and they think are yours, actually decided if you like me already or not. Because most people judge, don't they? They don't observe. If you were able to observe and not judge, nobody would go to jail. That means that you wouldn't be angry at anyone or yourself, which means that everybody would be off the hook and there'd be no chokeholds. I hope you're with me because I don't want to move too quick, seeing that most of you are only in present moment 2%. Kidding. Okay, so here we go. So image creates thought. We got that so far? Okay. What does a thought create? An emotion. I think you're the most beautiful woman. I want you to run away with me tonight.
Which one?
All of you.
What about me?
Lori's catching on. Or I could turn it around. And I could say something low vibrational and hurt your feelings. Words are powerful. Thoughts are powerful. And understand, I can have a conversation with almost everybody in this room, and you think you're talking positive, and the whole thing's negative. Don't get me wrong, but I'm vibrating way up here. I don't think anything, I know it. Okay? And what you want to do is start learning how to feel your way through life, not think it, because you're not your own brain. So anyway, so now imagination creates thought. We know that. So a thought then creates what? An emotion. So guess what? How many people know that when you have cancer one time, which is stage 4 inflammation, it's not cancer. You know, so if you say the word cancer, death sentence. If you say the word stage 4 inflammation, you know that you can do something with it. And I'll explain to you why. So now if you know that you can do something with it, instead of it being a death sentence, already you won. When the doctor says, guess what? Somebody your age with this type of cancer, okay, when they've got this type of cancer, what happens is you've got 6 weeks to live. Yeah, but guess what? What if I wasn't the majority of the people my age? What if I went home and I decided I was healed already and I actually became fun to be with and all I did was smile and all I did was already focus on my healing and I made lots of plans for next year? Well, he would just go, I don't know what you're talking about, you're mentally retarded. So. And understand something, you're not the one that's dysfunctional, he is. To be a medical doctor, you have to be, it's a lobotomy. And the reality is they're great for emergency care, but nothing else. So you're going to tell me, okay, just so you know, does everybody understand that, and I'm not trying to put medical care down. My daughter Genevieve, that's on her way here right now, would have died if it wasn't for medical care. But medical care is emergency care, and if you decide you want to use them as your health care, then you're going to become a 911 emergency. How do you like that? Huh? And that's all it is. You ever notice that the people that go to the doctors the most are the sickest? Yes or no? Okay, well you can't take petroleum. See, I told you it would work. Okay, you can't take petroleum and not end up getting sicker. And you can't tell your body to shut up without getting sicker. Let me tell you something, okay? So me and you know, we're together. and I come home and you go, hi, honey, and I say, shut up. How long are you gonna put up with that?
Not very long. 2 seconds.
So what happens is, well, oh boy, I could be in big trouble. But usually she would just stay away from me and she would be quiet now, right? She'd want to stay away because maybe it'll change. Good luck with that. And so anyway, so she's going to be quiet now. Guess what happens when your body gives you messages and says that you're not treating it right? It gives you symptoms. And those symptoms are loving messages. So, and if I tell my partner to shut up, then we're going to end up in divorce. If you tell your body to shut up, you end up with a disease. And there are no diseases. There's just messages from your body that you call symptoms that become immune diseases and even life-threatening, because guess what? You thought that somebody was going to come and save you. You thought that you were too stupid to become your own practitioner. You thought you weren't supposed to touch and make love to yourself. You are. You're supposed to love yourself and care for yourself. And whatever that looks like, that's up to you, okay? All right. So, image, thought, emotion. The E stands for energy. Didn't I tell you what's the most important thing? Energy and motion. Energy and motion, that's what I am. I'm not chronic fatigue. I'm not fibromyalgia. And just love this, fibromyalgia. Why didn't they just say, oh my God, honey, I went to the doctor and he said I have fibromyalgia, just like Betty Lou and Scooby-Doo. Oh, well, they don't seem to be getting well either. And what is fibromyalgia? Pain in your muscle fibers. Wow, and you can't get rid of it. Seriously, are you like out of your skull? Are you out of your skull? Every Greek word that they use, they have to do that. Because if you catch on, it's over for them. It's over. Cancer is a symptom of hate and anger. I don't hate anyone. Yes, you do. You hate yourself. And you're angry about that. And understand something. Why did she get cancer for the second time, third time? Because she retold the story that gave it to her the first time. I'll prove it to you in a second. And it doesn't matter what disease you have, which is, there are no diseases, just symptoms. No, there isn't symptoms. There's messages from the body. Why can't you love me? Why can't you care for me? And if I didn't let you know that you are mistreating me, then guess what? You'll be dead. You'll rot the body out. But you already are rotting the body out. I mean, how many people have smelly armpits? Don't. It's okay. You ever see the guy where it's the big stain and you can see he's actually taking the dye and it's just corroding the shirt? Okay. You think that's bad? Listen, if you sleep with him, his farts will burn your leg. Listen, tell you something right now. I do not have bad breath. I don't have smelly armpits. I don't have a smelly stool. And guess what? When I go over to kiss Lori in the morning, she doesn't say, Daryl, please go brush your teeth. Somebody pooped in your mouth just a minute ago. Bad breath is poop particles. You do know that, right? Well, why do you think it smells like your bum? Seriously? Okay? Maybe you should put the toothbrush in the other end. Okay, got it. Okay. All right. Now, so we know that image creates thought, thought creates an emotion, emotion. The E stands for energy, energy and motion, and yeah, I got lots. Okay, so now energy and motion creates what? Frequency. Oh, yeah. You've been cheating. Okay, so now that frequency, okay, understand something. Remember when they said that Einstein had the biggest brain? Okay, and he's the smartest man in the world. Well, first of all, that's a lie. Tesla was. And when Einstein was actually getting the Nobel Prize, okay, for E equals mc squared, which is pretty cool, he said, when he was up there, and they said, come on up, Einstein, for your Nobel Prize, and he said, let's introduce the smartest man in the world. You know what he said when he came out on the stage? Is Tesla here? At least he was humble enough to say it. Okay, so just understand, the real geniuses of this planet are in jail, okay, or nailed to the cross, one or the other. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so here's the deal. So now we've got the emotion that creates a frequency. Well, doesn't it? My emotion, okay, will create a frequency. If I'm angry, what am I creating? An angry frequency. If I'm depressed, it'll be a depressed frequency. Oh, wait a minute, there is no depression. I'll talk about that in a minute. So now, so what we got is got emotion, which creates a frequency. And how many people know that the brain isn't smart at all? How many people know that it's just matter? How many people know that the brain is only a computer? That's all it is, it's just a computer. How many people know that a computer is only smart as the programs you shove into it? Okay, there's your life. There's your life. How dumb is that? Seriously, because you've been allowing them to put dumb programs in. I just love this one, right? Did anybody look up the definition of virus? Help me out. Anybody do that? No, well, guess what? Nobody did it. No, that's right. The definition of virus is poison. It is not small little microbe jumping 6 feet, crawling up your butt and killing your mother. I mean, you guys, we will believe anything. Anything. And guess what? Does anybody know what just happened about 6 days ago? You're not going to hear about it. They're going to try to hush it. Anybody know? What? No. This is something even better. Okay, I got better gossip. You just hold on, girl. You hold on, girl. I got better gossip. Hey, you know what? I can remember when I used to want to come home and be the first one to the table and beat my brothers so I could bring the best gossip home. Okay, so I'm going to bring that now. So here's the deal. The FDA has just declared that the 2 V's are ineffective and unsafe. So now, go get your booster, you dumbass. Okay, now, so the reality is this. You know why they did that? Because the majority of the population has caught on. But guess what? That's why we had to throw a war into the mix. Right? That's going to wear out pretty soon. Okay? And guess what? They got something even better coming. Because guess what? They didn't put all this time and energy into it. But understand something, guys. Let's be serious. 150,000 of them and 8 billion of us, you know what? We deserve to have our pants pulled down and the diaper put on our face for 3 years. I'm ready for another 3 years. What about you? Okay. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? So don't you dare tell me that human beings are the most intelligent species in the universe, because I don't even think they are on the planet. And that's it. And understand something. I told you that your spirit was God-given, but the brain was manipulated, because 90% of it is called your subconscious, and whatever crap they dump into it, you do it. So the reality is, here we go. And then I want somebody to be, come on, challenge me. I'd like it. It's been what? Go ahead.
I'll challenge you.
Yeah. That was good. We'll do it again. We'll do it
You asked
again.
for a volunteer.
What?
You asked for a volunteer.
Okay, but guess what? I want you to challenge yourself and then come and get me. Okay, here we go. So here's the deal. All right? So if your brain is 90% subconscious and it's 10% conscious, why do we need a storage shed so big? If you're not the master and the creator of your thoughts, we could get in trouble, couldn't we? Now, here's the deal. When you come to this planet as a spirit being, because that's what you are, you're just energy, light, frequency, energy, baby. And then guess what? You get infused, okay, into that body. Understand something. Everything on this planet is created from the invisible. The invisible creates the visible, okay? All right? The psychological rules the biological. So the psychological rules the biological. So guess what? You've unconsciously or consciously picked your disease and your time of death. Welcome. Now here's the deal. The brain takes programs. Those programs get put in. Remember something. You have to repeat something 10,000 times with passion and purpose to master it. Now you have watched the same commercial 10,000 times. Right after you watch them tell you about the drug that'll get rid of the headache, but kill you, you realize you have a migraine and you walk over and you take the pill. here's the deal. So we know that your personality is made up of the programs that run you. It's not your personality. I'm telling you right now that none of you have your authentic personality, because if you had your authentic personality, you would have to be unconditional love. You came as unconditional love, and the whole time that you're here, after the age of 7, you're struggling to get back there. Let me tell you why. So you're not going to like some of this, and I don't mind, but it's just the way it is. And this is just me, you know, just laying back one day thinking and came up with this. I'm allowed to make up my own story, so here's mine. So the reality is when you've got the baby and it's got both feet on both sides of the vaginal canal, it doesn't want to come out. And that's because the parents are terrorists. When it's got the cord wrapped around its neck, it's trying to actually hang itself. So we're talking about a light energy, electrical magnetic being that hasn't been adulterated, but comes down here to 2 parents that are adulterated, that don't know how to love themselves or care for themselves. What do you think it's going to do? What do you think it's going to do? How do you think it's going to come out? And look at this. Look at the way women eat today when they're pregnant. Look at the way they eat. Most women, their pelvises are rotting out. The baby is either born in the middle of the immune system, which is the large intestine is 85% of the immune system. That's why it's there. I hope you know that. If you were eating right, treating yourself right, you'd have 85% good bacteria, not 85% bad bacteria, which, are you ready for this? 98% of all women when they're pregnant have 85% bad bacteria. So the information that goes to the brain, because the bacteria talk 12 times to the brain, where the brain only talks once to the body. How many people know that your bacteria, which you've been going when you walk into the stores, okay, because you got to clean those hands with bacterial soap to get rid of the virus that's dead. What? No, I didn't say that. Okay, so when you do that, that bacterial soap goes into your bloodstream and it goes in to kill off your bacteria or to mutate them. Thank you very much. How many people know this? I don't use soap. I don't use soap to wash my hair. I don't use soap to wash my body. I get in hot water because I don't stink. I am not greasy because I don't have liver problems. Do you understand? Oh my God, he doesn't wash. I thought I smelled him. Now, listen to this. You won't stink when you're not rotting. Every place in the body that you have a disease, you've got rotting tissue. How many people know that? How many people know that 99 out of 100 people have worms? So that means, we might have half a person with no worms here tonight. Okay, the reality is that the biggest thing that they won't talk about, medical system, they might do a dewormer on you, but you shouldn't have worms if you're a high vibrational being, yes or no? Okay, that's so, you do your logic. Now, this lecture is supposed to stir things up and hopefully to wake you up. Okay, so some of you are just going to be like, holy shit, I didn't need this. I get it. And you probably didn't need this because I was just doing okay. I don't want to do okay. So remember, when I do a lecture, I'm doing it for me. I'm re-emphasizing that, guess what? An energy, light, electrical, magnetic being can never reach their full potential on this planet. It's impossible. It's impossible. And we're all just trying to get home. And that means that we're all trying to learn how to feed our spirit and come first. And come first. Because you all say it. Why can't I come first? Well, because you don't choose yourself. Because you got so much guilt being a parent or being a mother or being a father or being married. Tell me that your family doesn't run on guilt. And tell me this. The person that suffers the most in the family is the one that loves everybody the most. How messed up are we? So now we're going to go into the emotion creates the frequency. The frequency is going to trigger the brain. Why it's going to trigger the brain? Because the brain is nothing but a computer. When you buy a computer and you bring it home, how smart is it? How dumb is it? It's nothing. It's what you put in the computer. That's all. So you decide you want to pull the programs out, and if you don't want to, then just get really comfortable. And guess what? I want to thank right now, I'd like to take this time to thank the medical system, and I want to thank the Rockefellers for taking the petroleum and making prescription drugs to numb people out who do not, cannot, will not ever love themselves, because now they're numbing out that person's pain so that they don't have to suffer so much. And that's why we have drugs out there. We have drugs out there, whether they're street drugs or prescription drugs, and thank God we have them for the people that will never love themselves, because if you did, you would not have a pain in your body. And the only time you're going to do drugs is when, guess what? When people told you weren't good enough to love. You're not smart enough. You'll never, ever be enough. Oh my God, I was told that all my life. You know, from when I was young, I was in trouble all my life. I'll be in trouble all my life. And I want to stay in trouble all my life, because I never want to be part of the majority. I will never, ever opt into it. I am letting everybody know that. I want everybody to know that's part of the majority and isn't interested in what I am and what I have to say, that they should stay away. So now here's the deal. Are you ready? So you come here. Oh my God, what a beautiful baby, what a beautiful baby. This baby can poo on me all night long. It can throw up on me, it can keep me up all night long, it can squeal, it can scream. I don't care, I just love it so much. Oh, I love the smell. And then you know what that smell is? You know what that smell is? That's an unconstipated human being. That's what that smell is. That's what that smell is. You could be there too, but you'll never be there, because you're never going to be self-centered enough, centered into yourself enough to give yourself what you need. As soon as you start to do anything good for yourself, somebody tries to pull you away. Yes or no? Let me tell you, your whole family's programmed to just take the legs from under you. God love them, and they don't even know it. I already told you, 2% is not a lot. Okay, so that's the reality right there. So here's the deal. So God did not give us the brain. And I'm not going to get into that tonight, because that is way beyond. It'll crack your coconut open and then we'll have a mess. Okay, so here's the deal. So now that frequency is actually going to trigger a belief. Your brain will only store prominent and dominant beliefs. That's it. So if you don't have the prominent, dominant belief of self-care and self-love, then you'll never do it, will you? That's it. Guess what else it does? Well, it's going to dump one thing. It's going to dump the dose. I love the dose. Give me the dose every day. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. I fall in love with myself all day long. Daryl, what are you doing in the bathroom? No, she doesn't say that. But she... You know, the reality is this: expect me to say anything and do anything, because I don't know what it's going to take to actually wake people up. And I'm going to say anything, and I'm going to do everything. And if I get one person to wake up here tonight and the rest reject me, I'm successful. I'm successful. Because I don't need your money. I got nice shirts. Okay, here we go. So now the frequency is going to dump the dose, or it's going to dump the hack. Hack. Histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol. And guess what? Guess what? Oh, wait a minute, I love this part. You're all bitching about COVID, right? Oh, the whole time. Now we're all complaining still. You know what? You were all complaining before COVID. You were all fearful before COVID. Okay, the people that aren't fearful now are the ones that weren't fearful before COVID. So don't be blaming it on COVID. Okay, don't blame it on your mother, your brother, your sister, or the dog. Take responsibility for your joy. You know what? Guess what? I can tell the people that are miserable. None of them have smiled here yet tonight. You know, and then the ones that are really staunch, they're like this. Right? It's all a show. It's all a show. I don't really care. Like me, don't like me, love me, don't love me. I'm still going home with Lori. Doesn't matter. So you need to get that. So, you're all of you. There might be one or two out of you, and I'm not picking on you, because guess what? Did you get it in school? You got out of school, out of high school, you didn't know how to eat, you didn't know how to love yourself, you didn't know how to love another person. Less, pull your pants down and invite a human being into your womb. It became a tomb. Here's the deal. So now the baby's born. Oh, I love this baby so much. I love it so much. And guess what? Nobody ever told you when you were raising children that that little beautiful child was going to mimic the good and the bad of the parents because it was sent as a divine prophet to tell us how we could grow. No, we spanked it, we put it in the room, we told it must behave, and then when it had a tantrum, we were really pissed off, but if you knew it, it was you that has the same tantrum. How do you think the child got its personality except from the parents? So now it came and we said, you have unconditional love. Oh, you certainly do. Oh, we love you so much. Okay, and then it started to walk and talk, and now it has conditional love, yes or no? And we all fell into it. It's not your fault. And then guess what? We had a mirror where my kids would walk out. Because when I actually would walk out and look in the mirror to go do my hair, my mother would go, you keep that in your pants! You know, what, my comb? You know, the reality is, I would tell my kids to look in the mirror, and when you go out tonight, honor, love, and respect yourself. And understand something. The whole government, okay, is controlled by an internal government. And they want, not our children, they want to feed off our energy. You know, I'm going to tell you something. 8 billion against 150,000 of these psychos. They get together, they don't even like each other, but they get together and they can at least come together and strategize for the last 250 years for the harvest that's going on right now. And whether you believe this or not, I want to be wrong, but my calculations are that 30% of the population that's alive right now will be gone by 2030. Have you taken a look at how people are so sick? I mean, I don't see hardly anybody that's bright and shiny and lovely. I mean, everybody is eating crap, thinking crap, and it's awful. And I'm telling you, they don't, I just want, okay, Bill, okay, all right, Klaus, and Justin, you guys can go on holiday because I promise you we're all programmed and we're going to eat ourselves to death. Let me tell you, if I'm wrong, watch the next time your grandchild or your daughter does something nice, or your son, and you go, honey, mommy's going to give you a treat and poison you again. Okay, you tell me you're not programmed. And then guess what? Let's all get together for all these celebrations, and we're gonna overeat, overdrink, okay? All right, have a heart attack or a fart attack. Well, a fart attack for sure. The reality is this, okay, is that we have been programmed to consume each other. And they're consuming us. I will tell you this much, I do believe this. The people that work for the government, they'll never wake up because anybody can see what's going on. And there's a lot of systems out there that are going to stay like this. But the reality is what we don't understand is human beings are working against each other, poisoning each other. Let me tell you something, you can pay almost any human being enough money to poison their family. We are so, you know, they try to make it so poverty conscious. The poverty conscious stuff is unbelievable, you know. And I'll tell you right now, whether you want to believe it or not, 99 out of 100 people have had poverty consciousness, and you're always going to be poor and broke. You know, as soon as you understand that I deserve everything. You know, I come down on this planet, this is my planet. I deserve everything that I want. I was created by God Almighty, and I'm going to act like it. And I don't want a lot. I've got an electric bike. Well, we have 2 of them now because the other 2 didn't come, and then we didn't think they were going to come, and then we bought 2 more, so now we got 4 of them. But the reality is there's not much I need. We don't own a house, okay? I don't even know where I'm going to live, but I am so happy because I am so free because I am everything. Think about how you have to have your house, you have to have your car, you have to have things a certain way. Now, is that really what you want? Or do you want to feel that you are the everything, you are the omega, you are the alpha? Let's get back to our story. So anyways, so now this little baby's walking around and getting judged, aren't they? Because mommy and daddy are judging themselves, right? All the time, and judging each other. You know, think about it. Mommy and daddy come together and they walk down the aisle, and what do? Okay? They say this sick horror story, right? To death do us part. Holy crap. What the hell am I getting into? And we actually say that crap. They already know that we don't have a brain. Okay? Or for rich or poor, bullshit. I'm just rich. No poor. I'm not gonna rich or poor. Well, why would you even talk like that? You are you are a light energy, electrical magnetic being that is infinite, and you're gonna opt for poor. Or how about this? Okay? Sickness or in health. Listen, if Lori gets sick and I gotta wipe her butt, okay, I'm sending her off to the nursing home. There's no need for that. And I hope the hell that she do that to me. And I'm telling you right now, there is no need for sickness. Let's rock this world. Let's take it back. There's 8 billion of us, 150 of them. Does anybody know why the harvest is on right now? Because they own the police, they own the military, and they own what you call healthcare, which you do know that 80% of everything that's in a hospital came from Nazi Germany. So, and tell me I'm wrong. What is wrong with us? I'm not out, I'm not gonna get a banner. You know what my banner is? You know what my banner is? I am. That's it. I am. So here's the deal. So now, hack. So every time that you're worried, how about this one? Oh, I worry every time you go to school. My heart breaks every time you leave me. Okay? He broke my heart. She broke my heart. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? Leave everybody alone. Leave them alone. My God, you know what? When I was younger, okay, if a woman were to say when I was younger to me, and they did, okay, I can't live without you, I thought, yeah. Today, I'd go, whoa, run. Okay. And it can be the other way around, ladies, I get it, okay? It's not, you know. Yeah, too late, too soon, whatever. The reality is that guess what? You are dripping adrenaline continually. There is no adrenal fatigue. It's you creating anxiety, okay, from fear. So here we go. I'm just gonna tell you what it is. This is just a computer. Have you ever had your computer overheat and shut down? Have you ever had your computer overheat and shut down? Well, it needs to protect itself, right? So the reality is this, you ready for this? I got depression. Hey, did you know that depression right now, that they said that 87% of North Americans have depression? There's no such thing as depression. Depression is the computer shutting down. I love this part. This is gonna be really cool. So, hey guys, guess what? Let's just create a lot of stress and a lot of fear, okay? And that's gonna overheat their brain because they're such morons, okay? Because it's just a computer, and when they overheat, then the brain's gonna shut down, and then we're gonna call it depression, and it's a disease, and then we'll get them on medication. Did anybody see the study about 6 months ago that came out? What was the study? The study was this: all antidepressive meds don't work and don't do anything except give you suicidal thoughts. So you know what the FDA said? Okay, guys, they didn't pull them off the market. What they said is this: okay, we're going to have to clamp down. Every one of you doctors, when you give that prescription for those antidepressive meds, you have to call them a week later. What, to see if they're still alive? No, you got to do this. Yes, Mr. Jones. Yes. I'm just calling from the hospital, and we just want to make sure that you haven't considered killing yourself. No, you don't want to say yes, because then guess what? They're going to come with a straitjacket. So of course, even though he's got the noose around his neck, he's going to no, Is there any hope? I don't think so, but let's try. Okay, so anyways, so there's no such thing as depression. I love this part. What's wrong? I'm depressed. I mean, everybody in here has already done it, so what's wrong? Oh, I'm depressed. Why? I don't know. Well, of course you don't know, because you overfried your brain. because you're worried about something that doesn't exist. Look at, how does it feel to run from a paper tiger that has no teeth? You know what? Remember this? Remember this? During COVID, we're going to kick your door down if you don't get vaccinated. Just try, mother sucker. Just try. I don't even live in a house, trying to catch me. You know, that's what I said. Trying to catch me. What door? I don't know. Let's go door to door. You know what? They're full of shit. They're bullies, and we're not taking it. And understand, they're not after me. They're after the low-hanging fruit. They're after the guy that looks like he's 6 months to 9 months pregnant. He could set a beer there. Well, he probably does. Okay? And you know what? Everybody, you know what? If you're 3 to 6 months like this, do you know what that is, don't you? It's not a beach ball that you ate. It's your bacteria have turned into bad bacteria, and they're giving off endotoxin. And that's why you're all gassed up. Does anybody understand something? That your large intestine, if you were to honor it, respect it, and praise it, you would never be sick. 85% of your immune system lives in your large intestine. And understand something, of all the organs, which organ does the medical system attack and ignore the most? Your large intestine. Your large intestine is actually, guess what? It is a compost. Now, let me just say this. How many people have a compost for their garden at home? Okay, so would you go and put Ritz crackers in it? Cheesies? How about ice cream? Okay, how about beer and wine? Okay, and understand something, that's most of you. Okay, so you're putting in your compost, okay, all of this. So in your mouth, and then it travels 30 feet down to your large intestine, and you're throwing all this trash in there. Hey, how much wine is good for you? None. There's no such thing as one drink a day that's good for you. And guess what? You're all from Kelowna, and I just love it. I could never even go anywhere to a party or go out to, I stopped going to yoga because I'd have to, at the end, listen to everybody talking about the latest wine that they just drank last night. And I could smell the ferment. It is so cool to be a wino, unless you're living out on the street. It's so easy to program a human being, isn't it? Yeah. We're already fermenting. Do you think we need extra help? Seriously? Okay. Well, I know, but I need that extra drink. Look who I have to live with. Myself. Hard to live with yourself, eh? Let me see if you can go home tonight and look in the mirror and just say, if your name is Betty, look in the mirror and just go, Betty, I will love, honor, respect, protect you beyond anything else or anyone else. So help me God, and do it with all your heart, and then do that 10 times every morning and every night before bed. You can't even do it once. You go, say it really fast, or you'll like look up like this, because you can't look in your eyes, because if you ever did, you'd see the devil would come out and go, no, okay. But we don't want to go inside because it's just so bad in there, right? So bad. All there is beautiful. I don't care who you are here, what you think of me, what you think of the planet. You are a beautiful spirit that was created by God. And now, guess what? You've created a jail cell for yourself. And it starts here. Okay? Thoughts are the most powerful thing. Everything was created in here with a thought. Okay? And understand, you can create a mess or you can create a miracle. You know, you can come together with another human being and actually create a baby. You know, or you can just, on your own, create a tumor. Okay? And understand, you create every disease. If you don't believe me, go to my library and watch the emotional chemistry of cancer, disease, and healing. And that was the biggest research that was ever done on cancer. And you're going to find out if you had cancer. I'm actually going to tell you why you got it and what emotion triggered it. And understand something, if you have cancer the second time and third time, it's because you're telling the same damn story and it got re-triggered. So here it is. So anyways, while I was living with Jim, I got cancer. Yeah, and then we came apart. But guess what? And then I got rid of my cancer. And then guess what? It came back. And I said, did you move back in with Jim? Yes. So listen, no, I'm not kidding. You need to lead people. You need to lead people. You people that do not respect you, that do not honor you, that will not protect you, you need to find and be with no one until you learn how to respect, honor, and love yourself before anything else or anything. You know, look at the crap you'll put up with to have contaminated love from someone. Okay, understand something. You need to come together with somebody because you're two spirit beings, not husband and wife. We've already done that one. Thank you very much. Till death do us part. Make it a fast one. Okay, all right. Okay, so I just want to say that we need a new world. And I create new world practitioners. Listen, whether you want to believe this or not, all my practitioners give a money back guarantee, and they can come and take a course for the first time for 22 days. And I will have any naturopathic doctor or anybody that's been in business for 20 or 30 years, and I will pick the practitioner from a brand new course, and that practitioner there, naturopathic doctor, I don't care what kind of doctor, how long, I will pick the person from any course, and I will have them take somebody that this person cannot help, and that person that's only done 22 days will rock the world. And understand something, you've been ruled and screwed, and understand there's a genius in every one of you, and you have to stop going for treatment. You've got to get trained, but you won't do it. You won't do it. Let me tell you something, if something breaks down and it costs you $9,000, you know what you're going to do? You're going to fix it. But you wouldn't put $9,000 or $90 into yourself. There's people in this room that are still going to take my course, and it's been like 10 years. Well, I'm really thinking about it. I'm just about ready. Well, you're almost dead. Holy crap. The reality is this, is that, you know, it's all about money. It's all about money. You know, find your passion, find your purpose, find your gift, and then gift the world. That's the deal. And understand something. Until you find inner peace, you will be dripping adrenaline and cortisol and histamine. You know, all I want is, look, my whole family could disown me, and I would love them till the end of days. I don't need them to love me or care for me. I will love them anyway. I don't look at this planet, this small little life, and hold on to things. I don't want to hold on to anything. I just want to love everything. And I do love everything. And guess what? The planet's never going to change. There's nobody coming to save you. There's no government going to change anything. The taxes are only going to go up. The food's going to cost more. And guess what? There is absolutely no difference, except guess what? These psychos have decided to turn off the tap. And that's all. That's all. But you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Nobody's coming to save us. You couldn't just love yourself and each other, could you? We had to judge, didn't we? Let me see how long it takes for you to say something. I hate gays. I hate East Indians. You know, they're going to continually try to get things that will rile you up and piss you off. The game is never going to change. You actually buy into it. You actually vote. What about voting for yourself at every present moment? What about smiling, putting your shoulders back? What about saying, I am going to go back and dust off my dreams? You will never have what you want until you need no one's love. I don't need Lori's love, but I love her. And I will protect her. And I will respect her. And I will honor her. And I can only do that 100% because I'm doing it for me. You can't give what you're not. And if you do give something, it's only part-time or short-lived. And then you go back on your word all the time. So the reality is this. My family says to me, because I don't need to ever say to my family, will you forgive me? Because I'm not going to do anything. Okay, because I'm going to have a tantrum. Ever. But my family will say, I'm sorry, and guess what? I'll say I don't accept it. Why? Because I never judged you in the first place. You can screw up all you want, but you don't mind if I don't want to be around you while you're doing it. And you decide not to kill yourself, okay? I'm your guy. I'm your guy. You want to come to me and get treated? Don't even come. You know, when I was in Mexico, it's not hard to find people that are pissed off. You know, when I was in Mexico, you know, it was like this. People would come there and they were alcoholics. They were smokers. There were smokers and alcoholics. They were drug addicts. They would come and get our therapy and we would know it. And they wouldn't be doing the things that they need to do because of their addictions. God loved them anyway. But now guess what? They can go to all my other practitioners and my practitioners can utilize them as part of their training. I don't need that training. I am here for the 1% of the 1% that say, no more. I will love and honor and respect myself. Daryl, bring down the thunder. And that is it. That is it. I am done. You know, it's like people say, well, it's nice to be you with all your money. Well, guess what? I can make money so easy, it's crazy. What you think we're going to run out of sick people? If I were to lower my standards, I could just rake it all in and pile it. What would I do with it all? Well, I'll tell you what I've done with it. In about 2 to 3 months, we're coming out with an app that has never been done before, and it's a gift to the world called Touched. Yeah, I created a library that you can go in, it's free. I mean, that library has almost $200,000 of work in it and masterclasses that are all free. Do people dive into it? No, because guess what? It is so hard to love yourself because I already told you, your subconscious is not intelligent. And if you don't have thoughts that are based on loving you, then you've got thoughts that are based on hating you. That's true. That's true. And if you hate yourself, you're not going to give yourself something higher vibrational than what you are. It takes a lot of courage to go through. Remember, you only know what you know through repetition. You only know what you know through repetition. All right? You know, the first time you go to make love to that person, okay, you fumble around. Okay? I don't know where it all fits. I mean, you know, after a few months, right? There's no mistaking exactly everything. You know, it's like putting your pants on. It's like making a cup of coffee. It's like anything else. What if you only were to practice unconditional love for yourself? Guess what? You know what? Okay, I get it, all right? I live a lot of my life in the, not in the unconscious. I wouldn't say I'm totally conscious, but I don't have to be. Why? Because if I don't have any beliefs that I hate myself or hate anybody else, what harm can I do? And if I only have unconditional love and I believe that I'm a genius and I connect to my breath and I realize that I'm breathing, I've got a slight smile on, I'm going to rock the world. Well, guess I am. I'm going to go rock the world and you're going to hear about it. And you know why I'm going to do it? Because I can, because I am. And that is all. And you could do it too. But guess what? You don't want to stick out. Oh, but you're demanding, I want different. I want a different life. I want a different life. But then you don't want to change. Isn't that something? If you don't change your personality, how are you going to change your reality? And your personality is only made up of beliefs, and I already told you they're not yours. Why do you think you keep on losing your lovers? Why do you think you keep on having the same problem over and over again? Because you're just running programs. Okay? I noticed a program that I'm running today, and it's over. It's not going to happen again. Huh? Trusting people with my dream and not overseeing it enough. And right now, with what I've got going on, if they don't watch it, I could blow up in the wrong direction. And that's it. Because you got to understand something. Don't give people your dreams, and don't tell people your dreams that aren't going to respect them and energize them. Okay? And that would be probably none of your family and none of your friends. And maybe one friend, maybe one. That's it. You think I'm kidding? No, I tell the truth, and people don't like the truth. And do you know how many people are offended already by me tonight? Good. Good. Go home and squirm and, well, I couldn't sleep last night. I'll never go see him again. Okay, fine. Okay. You know, the reality is if you want someone, okay, to match your beliefs, you're not going to change. You're not going to change. Why don't you want to challenge yourself? And why don't you want somebody to come and challenge you all the time? Like I tell my staff, don't tell me the things I do. Don't praise me. Tell me what's wrong. Tell me what I can do better. I don't make this up. I'm not going to rock this world. I'm going to rock the universe, because understand, I am a light energy, okay, spirit, and I am universal. And you need to get that. You are never going to dumb me down to a piece of matter. But I'll tell you one thing, I am going to respect this vehicle. This vehicle, when I'm in my 90s, is going to look this good or better, because I'm growing, okay? I'm feeding my spirit more. You can't heal from anything permanently unless you feed your spirit and change your personality. Well, I just wish I could lose weight. You're not trying to lose weight. You're trying to lose waste. You're trying to lose toxic thoughts that create a toxic lifestyle. And you know what? You're not going to be able to reach people. So why don't you just mind your own business and prove that loving yourself and caring for yourself really works, and don't even open your mouth. Stop telling people how to live, because most of you are doing a really crappy job, okay? All right? And it's because you don't understand that it's about loving yourself and caring for yourself. That's all it's ever been. Does anybody have any questions? You want to come up here, use the chair? But understand something right now. So thoughts, okay, so let's go for it. Image creates a thought. Thought creates what? An emotion. Emotion creates a frequency. And guess what? Your brain is only a computer and a chemist. And for most of you, it's not a chemist, it's a mad scientist. Okay? And you're dumping histamine and adrenaline all the time. Okay? If you're not slightly smiling, you're dumping adrenaline. Did you get that? And guess what? I've been saying here tonight, I could pick them out, but they'd be really pissed off at me. I've been saying tonight that you should walk around with a smile on your face, didn't I? And then you can see the people that are going, screw you. Screw you, I've got nothing to smile for. Well, guess what? You keep that story, and then also keep more than 6 feet, because that's the only virus I'm afraid of. I'm not kidding. You take that miserable way, okay, and stay away. I mean it. That's the deal. You know what? How does your family even do it? Well, that's just who he is. No, it's not who he is. Okay, he's a beaten up little boy, and he's angry, and he doesn't even know it. Okay, she's a beaten up little girl, and she'll put up with she'll abuse herself and allow everyone else to abuse her. How am I doing? Yeah, I think I got it right. You know what? I've been 25 years into psychology, and I've done over 35,000 personal emotional consultations. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Even if I'm as dumb as a stump, I must have learned something. So understand this. What would happen if you fell in love with yourself totally? Would the world end, or would it just begin? Would somebody leave you? Yeah, probably. You probably would have your partner leave you, because they wouldn't be able to handle it. It'll be very rare that you can find a husband and a wife or a couple actually buying into this, okay? Only one does. And then the other one just stays there and struggles for the rest of their life. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, it's a woman. Because men, they don't even exist anymore. There's very few men left in the world. You know, the reality is this. Men get home and they think their job's over. Meanwhile, women have a job and they know that when they get home, their job starts. And men, they get home and their job stops. And it's all in their head. Okay, and where's the protection? Where's the man protecting, making sure that the right food comes in, that the Wi-Fi is turned off, making sure that everyone is feeling protected? And nobody in that house should feel any fear if there's a man in there. And that's the deal. And there is no man. They're very few and far between, okay? And understand, don't get me wrong, I am not going to get into this. But they will try to mix up our genders. They'll try to mix up everything. They're trying to tear the family fabric apart. They're trying to make everybody into something else. And guess what? And we're letting them do it. But don't get angry. Don't get angry. Because we have to go through this, because this is part of the harvest. And God is not coming, because God is enough. You've got a God spot in your heart, and you need to find it. And you need to touch it. And the next time you get angry at your kids or anybody, you put your hand over your heart and you take a deep breath in and out 3 times, and they might think you're having a heart attack. But guess what? If you do that, you will not You will not terrorize or brutalize them again. You've all been programmed to kill yourself and your family. And you know what? We can laugh, but you tell me it's not going on. Because the biggest terrorism is in the bedroom. The biggest terrorism is in your head. And you're terrorized, and you're allowing them to do it. You have no idea. I'm only getting started. You have no idea. I will fight for love with my last breath. And I'm gonna really piss people off now. But this is my story, and I'm the one telling it. Don't say it, Daryl. I'm gonna anyway.
Come on, let's hear it.
I was raised a born-again Christian. My father was a born-again Christian pastor. And I want to tell you something right now. Jesus was a yogi. And Jesus was not a Christian. That was made up way after he was around. Next thing is, I want to say this. I'm not putting down Christianity. If you get off on it, it's great. Go for it. And I'm not telling you I like it or I don't like it. I'm just going to say this. They murdered Jesus because he was unconditional love. Okay? All right? And until we have unconditional love for each other, they're going to keep on murdering our brothers and sisters. And if we had unconditional love for ourselves and each other, nobody would be out there drinking poison and doing drugs, whether they're prescription or street drugs. Our kids are doing street drugs because we gave them unconditional love and we took it away. And they look at the parents, and the parents are so fearful about everything. Who in the hell would want to even be here? I would do drugs. I did do drugs. I did all the drugs. And I did the drugs because I had to escape because my personality wasn't good enough for my parents. And then I drank, and now I don't do drugs, and I don't drink, right? Because I don't have to anymore, because I'm on the love drug. The only way that you can have permanent health is to be permanently in love with yourself. It can't be a part-time thing. Oh, things were going so good. You're going to have to really, it's a struggle. You know, it's like getting out of that cocoon and finding your wings again. You can gobble down here with the turkeys, or guess what? If you want to fly, first love yourself. That's what that stands for. And spread your wings. You are going to be alone because you'll be an eagle. You might be with one other eagle. There might be only two of you, or you might be alone. And that's it. But I'm never alone. There's me, myself, and I, and my creator. So it's pretty busy here. And seeing that my creator has never judged me. My creator only loves me. Because you guys, you know what you've done? You've made God into a human being that has a personality disorder. 1 minute loves us, 1 minute hates us. Oh, isn't that cool? Gotta love that one. Okay? So, and understand, is God a he or she, or is it an energy source? It's an energy source. It doesn't have a personality disorder. And the God that most people believe in needs a straitjacket and medication. Yes or no? Well, if you're going to make it into the average person. And the reality is this. Guess what? I'm going to be able to do what I want without worrying about it. Because guess what? It's always been about unconditional love. Isn't it? Yes? No? So who am I hurting? Let your belief systems go. Don't be shackled anymore. Okay? Look at, I'm going to tell you something. Does anybody know that they've never tried, the government has never tried to kill anything more than the Indigenous. Do you know why? Because they don't have anything but a spirit. There's a spirit like, how many people know that rocks grow? The reality is we're so far off the measure. But you go ahead, you keep your beliefs because they give you comfort to a certain degree. And I'm willing to give up any belief for a higher belief. And guess what? I'm willing to change 1% every day. That means every 100 days my personality changes. And guess what? It's only going to change for the better. I know this, and I'm going to tell you this right now. On A universal scale, we are very low vibrational beings because high vibrational beings don't eat and poop. I can guarantee you that. Now, I can guarantee you that. Don't work on yourself. Don't believe that you are unconditional love. Don't believe that that which created the universe has never judged you. See how things are going to go. Okay? Just stick with what you believe in, that you're worthless or worth little. Okay? And that you can't do it all. That you're limited. Let's just do that. Okay? And understand something. Your actual personality, every one of you, unless you've done something like my whole life coach course 3 times, you're stuck with it for the rest of your life. And I can tell you this, and this is not a sales pitch, so don't come to my course, but look for another course that will crack your coconut open with unconditional love. And if you're not going to do that, then just try to get as comfortable as you can, because it's going to be a hell of a bumpy ride for the next 3 years. You haven't seen anything yet. They're coming at us with more. This is not to create fear in you. This is to tell you to wake up. Nobody's going to die. You die here 1,000 deaths every day, and you're still here. You've been trying to kill yourself, and you can't seem to do it. The reality is live. Okay, thrive. Don't survive. How you doing? Oh, I'm surviving. How's your day? Oh, good. Who wants a good day? Anybody want a good day? I want an outstanding day. I want a great day, and I have a great day every day. And I take massive personal action because nothing scares me. I'll do the phone call. I'll make the conversation happen. I'll take the action. Just know you can't kill a light energy being. Yes, come on up and take the mic. And then come and sit beside me. Okay? I'm feeling lonely. I'm great. How are you doing? Do I get a hug? It's been a while. I know. Whoa, you see what she just did to me? Yeah, now that was a frequency. All right. Okay, what would you like to say?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I see some people here from Mexico. Pretty cool. Amazing.
And just know this, a lot of people are coming and going, oh my God, I was just going to come down there, but you left. Come on, please stop it. Stop it. You know what? Just stop it. All right? So now I've got all your faces. So let's see when we open up the next clinic, if you're there. Well, I would, but you know, the cat got out. Okay.
Well, go, because it's going to rock the world. I can say that. Mexico was amazing. It's definitely changing my life for sure.
Yeah, you tell them what you thought of the course. And just say whatever you want.
Okay. It was one that I will never forget and I'll take with me through my venture through life. I've met amazing people, just such good humans. My diet has completely changed. My attitude has changed. I am love. I am light.
I can see it.
I am BraveHeart.
I know.
And it's kind of infectious. As you go around and meet other people, they feel it. And they want to know, what are you doing different? What are you eating? Like, what are you doing? And I just tell them, this is what I'm doing. Live large. Go
So,
big or go home.
what's your plans?
My plans.
Or are you just living in the moment now and trying to feel it all out?
Yeah, discovering
That's good too.
myself.
What if you felt happy, not 5%, not 2% of the day? Because how many people know that, okay, are you ready for this? You're not going to like it, okay? But only 2% of the population actually feel happy more than 2% of the day.
Yeah, well, that's true, because I live on this amazing property in Oliver, and because I am loving myself, I'm loving this property. I wake up in the morning and my horses are out the window, like, grazing on the field. You know, the chickens are sitting on this. It's,
Do you notice that the animals are changing their attitude?
Yes, they're coming in.
I'm telling you, okay, all right? Okay. They
Yeah,
will.
they
The
will.
animals will change, they'll change, okay?
They're happier.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
happier. And the chickens, well, they need a little schooling on where they're gonna lay their eggs, so I'm not having an Easter egg hunt every day, but they'll get there.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So my question
Okay.
is, who is doing non-surgical in this area?
Sandra is, and Genevieve.
Can you raise your hand so I can-
Raise your hand, Genevieve. Sandra, where are you? Right here.
Okay. Hi.
1, 2, buckle your shoe. Okay? That's who's doing it. Okay? And we're just getting that set up, okay?
Okay.
So within a couple weeks, it'll be rocking, okay? All right? Yeah.
Okay.
We have our fulfillment center over in the west side. And I might be coming back in about, what, 6 weeks, Lori? Lori? Are you paying attention? God, you never pay attention. Okay, so I think we're coming back maybe in 6 weeks. If we do, then I'm going to do another lecture here, and it's only going to be about non-surgical. We'll just spend like 2 or 3 hours, and I'll just prove to people that they've been lying to you. Okay? There's a lovely lady here tonight. Where is she? Can you put your hand up?
They're all lovely.
Oh, you're back there? Okay. Anyway, she's got a fibroid growing about this big. And do you want to see that I can reduce it by 20% in about 20 minutes just for fun? The reality is that what you don't understand is you've all been screwed over, okay? You have to understand that when you allow them to take a knife to you, every one of your cells has emotional body, okay? And those cells, when that happens, they're actually damaging the mitochondria. And if those cells don't die, they will learn to they will mutate to try to survive, and that's called a cancer cell or stage 4 inflammation. The reality is this: why are you so quick for them to? I got bone on bone. You know what? How many people have been around for 60 years? You never saw any canes, you never saw any walkers, you never saw any wheelchairs. So everybody has been programmed to become a victim and go on drugs. And everybody has been taught that the body can't heal itself because nobody knows what to eat. They eat crap. So here's the deal. We offer a money-back guarantee that on the first treatment, you'll cancel your surgery. Now, and that's just with our non-surgical. There is no work like ours, okay? There is no work like ours. And you have to understand something, that every pain that you have in your body is from displaced calcium or scar tissue. And we can pull the scar tissue apart. And guess what? When we pull the scar tissue apart, which is just beef jerky, it's dehydrated. Because guess what? You all think you drink water. Okay? Most of you will drink out of a plastic bottle, and it's called Smart Water or Fiji water. And it's got over 120 chemicals in it. You know, we could sell anything to humans. And the reality is that, I hope you know that plastic is made from petroleum. And in 1980, they took all the glass away, and the Rockefellers did that. They signed a pact with if you're religious, it's a devil. If it's not, you're religious, it's an evil entity. You understand, the more suffering that you guys do, and the more that you bitch and complain and explain, you're feeding this entity, and it's getting more powerful. And that's why the harvest will take place, and there will be about 30% of the population not here by 2030, and you're going, that can't be. And I'm telling you right now that 85% of the population here are pre-diabetic. How about this? Okay, that 88% of the population is overweight, and 60% of the population is obese. 1 out of 4 children are obese. 3 out of 4 children have symptoms. Okay, 8 to 12-year-olds now in Canada and the United States are now suffering from liver cirrhosis and fatty livers. Okay, so understand something, we're going down. How many people know they did a major study and they came out with it and they said that anybody that has children around the ages of in between 12 and teenage years, okay, will die before their parents do. And that's because we have poisoned them so bad. Are we done yet? Are we done? Are we done yet? And understand something. You want to get something? You need to get this. This is a training ground. This is where you come You know, my father used to say that we're all fallen angels and we're here to be punished, and he was wrong. Okay, we are spirit beings on an eternal journey, and we have to earn the right. The whole the universe is what? A PlayStation game. Just like you have to get to the next level, and nobody's hardly getting there. Only 1 out of 10,000 people are getting to the next level. And if you don't believe that, then guess what? You are so lost. You are so lost you cannot be found. And understand this, money does not exist. Money exists for us because they've taught us that it's hard to make. You actually think we're going into a depression. We're not. They just turned off the tap. It's just a joke. The reality is this, okay? And you better get this. It's really important. There's a corner store on every corner, and it's a cancer store. That's all it's there for. You tell me one thing that's in there that's not cancerous. From gambling to buy a lottery ticket, you should be gambling on, never gamble on yourself. Invest in yourself. Everything in there is garbage and GMO, okay? It's all cancerous poison. You know why you can drive and see at 20 drive-thrus, and sometimes you're going, how do they make money? It doesn't exist. These elite, they were given the keys on this planet that they could rule the finances down here to see if 8 billion people could outsmart 150,000 when we're doing poor at it. And the reality is this, guess what? You're so addictive. You have an addictive personality. Every one of you are addicts. I'm an addict, but I'm an addict for the right things now because everything is a program and you can't learn unless you repeat something. And from 0 to 7, how many people know from 0 to 7 you're in a trance? How many people know that you're in a theta state? How many people know that everything that happens from 0 to 7, you take it as truth and gold? And from 0 to 7 is your personality that you have right now. Is he still beating you? Of course, that's his personality. From 0 to 7, he got beat. His father beat the mother, so he beats me. And that's it. Why did you go back to him? Well, because that's what we do. I needed to get beaten because that's my program. And that's all it is. And all we had to do is wake up to the fact. And the reality is this, whether you want to believe this or not, but ready for this? Only 5% of the food in the supermarket isn't poisoned. Now, okay, so get this, that only 15% of your health food store isn't poisoned. So the reality is all we have to do is just wake up to the fact. Look at it. You can believe this or not, but you know what? Okay, I drink vegetable juice. Even if I have to go and buy the carrot juice that's in a plastic bottle, I just have to run it through my structured water unit, and I'll drink that all day. If I don't have a juicer, I'm still healthier than the rest of you. You've had 3 meals and 3 snacks, and you look like it. The reality is this, once you put a smile on your face, no matter what's going on in the world, mind your own business, you don't have to eat because you're not mistreating and yourself. And understand, energy, do you know where most of your energy comes from? Your thoughts. Your thoughts create everything. How many people know that everything you eat and everything you've ever drank left the body, and the only thing that stayed behind was the frequency? So guess what? What if you were to love yourself? You would give yourself all the A, B, C, D, E, vitamins, and minerals because it's all in light and frequency. Did you know that? That's right. That's why it's called energy medicine. Because in energy medicine, you know, we use what's called a cell sonic, 25,000 volts. We can shut down stage 4 inflammation, which they call cancer, in one treatment, but it won't stay shut down if you don't shut it down by changing your personality. You got the cancer, you got the diabetes, you got the eczema, you got the psoriasis, you got the arthritis because of your personality. That's not true. It runs in my family. No, the only thing that runs in your family are beliefs. That's it. There is no genetic diseases. They did a study. It was called the Genome Project. You didn't hear about that, did you? They would never tell you because they spent millions of dollars on this. They were going to prove that every disease was genetic and all cancers were genetic. And guess what? They found out that nothing was genetic. It's all epigenetic. So they just trashed the whole thing. So see what you're living with or dying with. Which one? I forgot you were here. No, I didn't. Can you come up?
May I come up?
Yeah. Okay. See you. Thanks for humming. So understand this, guys. So the vape stores, okay? The pizza stores everywhere, the coffee shops everywhere, you are going to find all the corners to have poison. And you'll find it on every corner because you actually think. So these people are selling franchises, and it's easy to sell a toxic franchise. You want to come closer?
I like my space, but I'll come closer.
Well,
I don't want to get space.
bring it right up close to me. Okay? All right? Absolutely. For a guy who wants a space, holy crap.
I change my mind every moment.
Okay, I can tell. So understand something. Money does not exist. And you're going to say, yes, it does. I've got to pay my mortgage. And the reality is how intense you are about paying your mortgage is how hard it's going to be to pay it. You don't get it. It's always been that way. You're a light energy being. And whatever frequencies you're creating are going to happen. Why don't I ever get anything that I want? Well, because you don't deserve it. In here. Only in here. Only in here. That's why you're not getting it. You don't deserve it. Your belief systems believe you don't deserve it. I can have absolutely anything I want. I don't want to try to prove it to you because I don't want anything. There's nothing that I'm craving. We don't have a home right now. And everybody's going, you don't have a home. Well, what are you going to do? Well, we don't know. We don't care. Okay? Because we are here. We're here. So the world's going to become more toxic. Do you know why? Because it needs to be cleansed. You all had choices. You did. I don't care. You said, should I eat it or should I drink it? And you did anyway. Because you wanted to fit in. Why'd you want to fit in? Because you didn't love yourself. See, I don't want any of your love. Why would you give me your love? And guess what? You can't give love. Does anybody know that you can rub bodies together, but you can't give anybody your love? There's no such thing. You can't give somebody your love. You can give them the frequency of love, which will trigger the love they have. Oh my God, when he's with me, I feel so much love. He gives me so much. No, there's a frequency that he triggers, and it triggers the love that you already have. No, it's not true. I'll die without him. I'm sure. And make it quick. What would you like to say?
I'm Brody. Nice to meet you all. I seriously feel like Dr. Wolf has been speaking straight to me this entire evening. I want to do this. This is what my life is going to be, is implementing these ideologies, philosophies to help. He's right. Everything this guy is saying is true. But
Well, that's not true.
No, it's your
I've lied about a couple of things because we do need money. Well, Zane needs it. He's the accountant. That's what he says. Daryl, you get out there and bust your butt, dude. That's the guy. Look at it. The arms crossed. Not me. Wouldn't be me. Oh, look at this. Now he's open. Okay, he's open house now. Okay.
I just wanted to say that the reason why men are so fucking scared to do the healing is because it's tough. You gotta be vulnerable. You gotta open up and talk about your emotions. My entire life, not my entire life, about a year ago, my grandpa died. And that was the toughest thing I ever went through.
A year ago, my grandpa decided to move on.
Thank you for
Okay, let me just, death, divorce, disease, okay?
3Ds.
Doo-doo. No, okay, go ahead.
So, up until that point, I was a collection of stories, programs, and beliefs. But I didn't know it. I was pure ego, thriving on addiction.
Oh, wait, okay, I promise this is the last time, kid. There's no such thing as the ego. There's only such thing, there's only such thing as beliefs. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Okay, oh my God, she's such a snob. No, she's lacking confidence and she's trying to brave her way through it. And you shut the hell up. Oh, no, don't mind little Billy. He's shy. No, he's not shy. You've just taught him to not have any confidence and he's not going to grow up into his power. Stop telling everybody that he's shy and that he's a victim and he's broken. And there is no ego, and I'm not killing my confidence. I'm not killing my courage. And I'm not, you can say, oh my God, Dr. Wolf has an ego. And I'm going to tell you something, I do. And I fly with it every day. And I don't need to have anybody fly with me. And sometimes Lori flies with me and she doesn't fly with me. Sometimes she wants to fly alone. And the reality is that is the only eagle I have, is when I spread my wings, because there's chaos down here. So I rise above it. And then when everybody calms down, we'll come down and go, can we help you out? Because I'm not going to stay here while everybody is tormenting themselves and everybody else in the chaos. You wait until you see what happens this fall. You'll be all, and I'll be going to Lori, let's go. We're going to the rainforest, okay? All right, I'd rather listen to a squealing monkey.
Isn't he funny? Isn't he? He's cracking me up, that's for sure.
I just want to crack this.
Same, brother.
Yeah.
So.
They've got to get closer. See, these people want to see your beautiful face. Okay.
After my grandpa left us in this dead sea.
Didn't that feel better? After my grandfather decided to leave,
yeah.
Okay, you know what, guys, guess what? You want to go to, when you go to grade 1, then you want to go to grade 2, then you want to go to grade 3. That's right. And guess what? This is a life, what is this? A life-challenging, fun-filled program, okay? And the whole time we're here, your parents and everyone else are trying to kill you. But think about it, but I love you so much. Go ahead. After your grandpa.
Once I realized that I was all of what he's saying, I woke up. Oh my gosh, he woke up. Brody's manic. Brody's losing it. Brody needs a fucking straitjacket. How about fuck all of you? And sorry for my French, but I am a very passionate speaker, and I like using all of the linguistic language. And I just use it to. I'm nervous, okay? This is the first time in front of, I don't know how many people are here.
A lot.
But I gotta get used to it if I want to speak in front of thousands, right?
Yeah, but you can't say the F word too much.
I know.
Because every time you do, you come down an octave, okay?
So I can continue.
But you can use F word.
F word, I'll say F word.
Okay.
So I started meditating, and I started journaling, and I started working out more, and cold therapy, and sauna, and this and that, and all the things that the gurus tell you to do. And it worked. But boy, oh boy, was it ever hard. It was the hardest thing I ever did. It almost broke me. And a year
It doesn't break you, it makes you.
Well, I thought it was going to break me.
Well,
it felt like it was.
So trying to love myself, I thought I was going to die. Because guess what? You're going against the family beliefs. Yeah, so let's get rid of the generational trauma.
Well, it is.
Okay, both your parents were messed up, and that's it. So no, let's get rid of the family curse, become the family blessing, but let's not go, well, I got to go back and find out why I'm so screwed up. Why don't you just have a really good moment now? Oh, wait a minute. How about one right now? How about one right now? How about just a slight smile? You know what? I've got to go back and find out why I'm so screwed up. No, you're screwed up because you've got dysfunctional beliefs. Why don't you just make a list of all the beliefs that you would like to have in your life and only focus on those? Put the sticky notes all around your house, everywhere, in your car, okay? Do you understand? Tattoo it if you have to on your hands. Wear this, okay? 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, I own this. 3, 2, 1, that's not me anymore. 3, 2, 1, I approve myself. 3, 2, 1. You know what? This is a BraveHeart love band. Everybody's getting one tonight. And it's 3, 2, 1. When you count backwards, you stay in your conscious mind, not in your subconscious. And understand something. Listen to this. That's the kiss. This is as snug as a hug. I don't even have to do this anymore. And you'll see whenever I was teaching the course, about every couple hours, when I'm saying something that I'm trying to get used to try to stand in my power, I would click it. And understand, and I do it subconsciously now. Do you know what? There is no way in any time, any place that I will ever disrespect or dishonor myself. You know what? When this love band, okay, when Genevieve was very young, my daughter that's here tonight, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I took her hairband and I put it around my wrist because I needed to change. I didn't want to kill myself, but I wasn't going to stay like this. I wasn't going to stay like this. And I would click that thing, and I said, I'm going to click it 30 times an hour. And I would actually count it, because guess what? You have a choice to be what? insanely miserable or insanely happy. And I'm insane and I'm happy. And to come down to this planet and get through this, you have to be partially insane. And so, and everybody's going to tell you you're insane when you break away from the herd. But everybody that's part of the herd, they're totally insane and they're totally killing each other. And guess what? They don't think anything's going on. They don't think that there's anything wrong with getting a knife taken to you or taking petroleum in your mouth and swallowing it, which is all prescriptions. And then taking a prescription that they say, okay, it'll get rid of your headache, but it'll kill you probably in 3 days. Okay, at least I won't have the headache.
Do you want to hear what my question is?
Bro.
What do you, yeah, okay, so enough about me. I'm trying to tell my story, but this is his show. And this is a question for me to you. What do you actually think it's going to take for us to shift into the light? Because there's nothing wrong with the darkness, okay? It's human subjectivity that makes it bad. It's darkness.
Everybody gets into this so much, the darkness, the light.
Well, it's,
Oh, no,
duality.
hold on. There's only one thing, and that's my present moment, and I need to own it, and I'm gonna have a slight smile, and I'm gonna think really good about myself and this world, and I'm gonna realize something. It's never gonna change. Okay, when you play Monopoly, do the rules change or do they stay the same? Well, okay, try to cheat life, that really works. Okay, so the reality is I was making a really important point. Okay, and no, but this is a really important point, and this is it. You can forget it. The only thing that's going to change is yourself. The majority of the population is going to suffer until they leave. And they will suffer to the amount that these psychos decide that they need you to suffer because they're feeding an evil entity. So you can take that, and it's no joke. And understand something, they will take our children, they will take our lives, they will take our money, they will take our freedom if you want to give it to them. And understand something, Canada will give it all away right now. And understand that, okay? We can say all you want about Americans, but at least they're willing to stand up for themselves. You know what? We were the peacekeepers at every war. I don't want us to go out and start wars, but what were we doing? We weren't peacekeepers. We weren't doing anything. And guess what? They were just setting us up. You know, whether you believe it or not, this whole thing was set up 250 years ago, and you still don't even know that. You think that it just happened and occurred. They strategized. You know what? Let me just say this. If you can't leave here tonight and then go and try to learn how to strategize from the moment you rise until you close your eyes, well, then guess what? It's over. All you have to do is strategize and create what you would call a perfect day, okay? In every way, emotionally, physically, nutritionally, and do that one thing, and then do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and mind your own business. Never get wrapped up in anybody else's business, and be totally self-centered, centered into yourself. And they made it into self-centered. You can't say self-centered. Oh, Dr. Wolf said we should be self-centered. And then go ahead, whatever you want to say. But guess what? If you're not self-centered today, then you've lost yourself and you're never even going to finish this game. And the game is that you need to love and care for those 70 trillion cells, those 700 trillion bacteria. And guess what? You should be observing, not judging, everything that you think, drink, and eat. And then you should ask yourself why you are where you are. And that is it. And that's all. And only 1 out of 10,000 people are going to finish this game on this planet. And that's it. And there is no awakening. And guess what? I want to be wrong. So tomorrow I wake up, oh my God, it's an awakening. I'm awake. Okay, good. So the reality is this. You go ahead. Do you ever notice something? They're always telling us that somebody's coming. There's an awakening coming. No, the awakening is a personal trip, and it needs to happen at every given moment. And all you had to do was love, honor, and respect yourself. And you're not going to be able to do it because guess what? Your family loves you in their contaminated way. And when you start to rise or lose weight or get into shape, they're going to order a pizza with double cheese.
Self-awareness precedes all personal growth. Would you agree?
Well, the reality is you have to practice being in the moment. And that means that you'd have to know you're breathing. And most people here weren't breathing tonight. They're just shallow breathing. And the thing is this, when I go to bed, I practice 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. I practice it when I'm by myself. Does it look like I don't breathe deep? And understand, hardly anybody in here breathes deep because you're all shallow breathers because you think that the paper tiger has teeth and they're coming for you. And so you don't breathe big. I can't live big because then I'll stand out. But then you say, oh my God, I just wish I could stand out. Make up your mind. I just want to live a quiet life. I don't want anyone to bother me. Really? No. Everybody needs to live a big life. Everybody needs to live a big, exciting life. And guess what? You all hide out. And you hide out because guess what? You actually think that they have power. They're bullies. They're bullies. Look at me. Look at me. Okay, so I'm either as dumb as a stump and they're coming for me tonight, or guess what? They're not after me. Do you know who they're after? The 40-pound overweight. The person that has a disease, which is a symptom that's never been treated, which is a message from the body, say, love me. They're after you. They're after you. They're feeding on you. They're vampires. Okay, and because they've created such low vibrational thoughts about yourself, that's why only 1 out of 100 people don't have parasites. The biggest problem in this world is parasites, and they have 2 legs and they also have 100 legs. And the reality is that's what they want. They want you to think low vibrational thoughts because you guys, you have to understand something. Your thoughts create everything. And your inner terrain decides what lives there. Okay? So go ahead and use antibiotics and go and blow up whatever you want, but you're blowing up your immune system. And what it does is an antibiotic vibrates below 0, and what it's going to do is it's going to turn on, okay, what we call a drill bit predator, and guess what that is? That's turning the yeast into fungus. And that happens in your large intestine, nowhere else. And in your large intestine, now you've got drill bit predators, and they drill holes in you. Does anybody know why? Because when you use antibiotics, everything has a vibration, right? Essential oils are really high. C60 that I sell is the highest vibrational molecule on the planet. It'll neutralize all the symptoms from this. Understand something. And then guess what? A donut, well, we know that's 0. It's got a hole in the middle. But the reality is antibiotics, they vibrate below 0. Did you know that? And guess what that means? That when you bring in something that vibrates below 0, it actually turns yeast into fungus. Now they drill holes in you. Now you've got autoimmune disease, which means you've got a screen door in your large intestine, and now you're pooping in your pelvis. And that's the deal. And remember something, the drill bit predators weren't supposed to be turned on until you were dead. So they're turning on the death vibe in all of us. And how many of you actually are going to go home tonight or tomorrow morning and have a shower, and there's chlorine and fluoride in the water in Kelowna? And the reality is that means you've got a gas chamber, and you could have bought a structure unit. We'll give you a 90-day money-back guarantee, never have to change the filter, never breaks down, and it lasts forever. You know? Or you could get a structure unit and put it under any tap, no filter, and it'll change the frequency of any water because guess what? Frequency supersedes the physical. But people don't get this, and you're going to go, that can't be true. Yeah, well, guess what? If I were to have somebody 50 years ago and say, here, let's call and talk to somebody in China in 30 seconds. Let me tell you something. You are the miracle that you've been looking for. Okay? Okay, what's your question?
The field is the sole governing agency of the particle. Frequency changes matter, and your thoughts can change your biology. And all of this, and I'm just resonating so deeply.
Psychology
changes biology.
That's right. And it's always been that way. So what you can do is, guess what? Why don't you keep on going to see your therapist every week and have him just turn the burner down a little bit on an emotional and physical level, or go get trained to become your own therapist and own your life. Good night, ladies. How about a hug? Okay?
Let's give a round of applause for Dr. Wolf. Come on, let's go.
Okay. That'll be good. What?
You want me to sit back down?
Well, you could. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any questions? Would anybody like me to just review any products? Yes or no?
Can you go through the C60?
Yeah, just tell me the ones you want and they'll do it, okay?
Review iodine.
I will, I'll review iodine. Okay, now what I'm about to tell you is you're not gonna believe it, because you're just gonna go, well, he can't be doing all that. Okay, reality is how many take Lugol's iodine? How many people take Nacean iodine? Well, that's toxic to the body. This is the only iodine in the world, is infinite iodine, and why don't you do your own research and then prove me wrong? I'd like to be challenged on everything I say, and I mean that. We will have women that, or men that have stage 4 inflammation, and we'll have them taking up to 1.5 ounces of our iodine. You go ahead and do that with Nacean or Lugol's, you'll blow your thyroid into pieces, okay? It's not real iodine, okay? Real iodine, you'll get it from the ocean when you go there. This is real iodine. This is nano. This will neutralize a virus in 15 seconds. You can spray it in the back of your throat and just do 5 sprays a day. And then the iodine will neutralize the infection in the body. And why don't you come on up here, Alicia? And it'll neutralize the infection in the body, and then the rest goes to your thyroid. We also have what's called iodide. Iodide goes directly to the thyroid. How many people know that in 1984, they took all the iodine out of the food products and put bromide in so that you could no longer get iodine. And that's when women really went off the scale with their hormones. That's when women couldn't lose weight anymore, okay? All right? Yeah, bring it right close. And that's real close. Yeah, that's it. You know what to do. And anyways, so it's just a game, guys. There's 8 billion of us and 150,000 of them. Get your act together. The reality is that this is the only pure iodine. Guess what? You can nebulize this. You take 1 part iodine, infinite iodine. Can't do that with any other iodine. It's too toxic. And you take, what you do is, you want to hold that? You take 1 part infinite iodine. You take 3 parts distilled water, and it's better if it's structured. Can you give me a structured water unit, please? And if you structure, how many people know that if you structure your water, you have 1,000% better hydration to the body? Okay, and understand this, that for every pound you weigh right now, because of 5G and blue light and all the other chemicals, if you're not doing 3/4 of an ounce for every pound, you are not staying hydrated and you're going down. And understand that when you run your water through a structure unit, okay, it reduces the surface tension. And guess what? Does everybody know that even if you were going to take Kangen water, you're going to take distilled, reverse osmosis, Berkey, I don't care what it is, filtered, your body has to use energy to structure it. What's structured? Rainwater. Well, look at the chemtrails they're doing up here. So the reality is it was acid rain before, now the chemtrails, but when it comes down, it's not toxic. It's not. Well, if it was, the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, the microorganisms would be dying. They're not, because it's structured. Thank God for God, that there is a God. So the reality is this, fast-moving water, like, you know, if you go to the west side and you go up, is it Bear Creek Road? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And you go up Bear Creek Road, right on the left-hand side, the water's coming down off the mountains. That's structured, and it's coming out of a pipe there. West Side Road. Okay, all right. Anyways, so we want to structure everything we drink. I mean, we could spend a whole day here, and I could show you, and we could unravel so much for you. You know, there'd be so much, but it's all in my library, isn't it?
It's all in the library, and it's all about frequency. I mean, there aren't really filters out there taking the frequency of the antibiotics that are in the water, so get a structure unit and you are...
Are you ready for this? You can get water that has heavy metals in it, antibiotics in it, chemicals in it, run it through the structure unit and not filter it, and it's a lot healthier than any filter you could ever use, because frequency supersedes anything physical, and that's science. That's real science. But understand, they're going to try to sell you something that you have to keep on purchasing and buying. I mean, look at this. I mean, every time I go to Costco, you know, and you see the fathers with the big cases of plastic bottles that crunch. You know, do you ever drink out of those things? You can taste the plastic. You just took in a heaping pile of cancer. All right. So, and they're just so proud. Oh, look at me. You know, the reality is you can put that structure unit under any tap anywhere around the world. And we do it. Don't we, Lori? Without any problem. I just, right across the street, I'm staying over there, under the tap, that's it. How am I doing? I think I'm doing great. Most people don't even drink water. They think they do. They'll carry their jug all day long. Oh, look at this. I hope it gets into me, you know? But understand something. There, in a water droplet, there are 2,500 sheets. When you structure it, guess what? It creates a frequency in the droplet. And when that goes into your body, there's no energy to have to structure it. And what's called the aquaporin channel of your cell gives off a frequency, and it lines up with the structured droplet, okay? And guess what happens? It just strings it out like a choo-choo train, and it goes right in. So it doesn't matter what kind of water. I don't care. Well, I drink Fiji water, well, whatever. You know, you're just a commercial. The reality is let's talk about real science. What do you think?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The structure is imperative, and water exists in many phases, and we're only really scratching the surface on the potential of that. The water in your body is H3O. It's not actually H2O. So when you're getting it from your raw fruits and vegetables, you're getting H3O. When you run it through a structure unit, you're getting H3O.
Yeah, and guess what? You'll never have to replace this. And understand, Alicia, she is going to be running the course that's happening in Calgary. And we're doing a full course there. We're doing the whole life coach, the Wolf non-surgical, and the pelvic course, right?
Yep.
When?
Yeah. Pelvic restoration and disease prevention for
Yeah.
women.
And she teaches it.
Yeah, July 12th until August the 2nd is the New World Practitioner, so whole life coach and Wolf non-surgical. And then August 3rd to the 6th is the pelvic restoration.
Yeah, and I'll be doing lectures there as well, right?
Yep, July 5th and 6th is Daryl. The 19th and 20th will be Dr. Sage Wolf speaking on the non-surgical. And then on August the 2nd and 3rd is pelvic restoration.
Well, you're really good at
Do you have any
this.
courses here?
No. We're going to make Calgary the closest we're going to get to here. Okay. Believe it or not, I am not going to come to a province that's cow tying, and there they still tie up the cows. So the reality is this: Alberta's willing to push back, and I need to be able to do a course that I see some courage. And that's why we also are going to be doing courses in Florida, Texas, Alberta, okay? And I am doing a course in Ontario, but we're doing it in a private location. Like, I won't do courses in a hotel, okay? I won't do courses anywhere where the government can try to do anything, because that's what they try to do, okay? So the reality is we're strategically picking places, okay? That's really important. I mean, you know, I was here. I saw how people reacted here. You know, protesting is not the way to do it. I mean, I'm not telling people not to protest, but your biggest protest is eating right, drinking right, thinking right, smiling, and going, piss off. You know what? That's it.
So how do you eat all day then? Like,
What do you mean?
You're traveling all
I don't
over the
eat all
place.
day. I drink.
You drink only.
I'll
You-
take
you
IGF
don't
300,000,
drink.
I'll do my song formula, I'll do my black diamond in the water. Remember something, everything is frequency. I don't need to eat, I need to nourish. You need to eat, okay? You can see it's obvious that people need to eat. You're eating yourself to death, okay? I need to nourish, you can eat. I don't eat anything, I nourish. There's a difference. And the main thing I nourish myself with is being around high vibrational people. Yeah. And that is nourishment. I don't give a crap. You know what? If they're family and they're low vibrational, it's like, how you doing? Hope everything's great. Okay, I can see nothing has changed. I'll see you later. And that's not arrogance. If you're not willing to protect your frequency, then don't ask yourself, oh, why are you depressed? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what frequency the structured water is at?
What do you mean? Well, it all depends on the water that comes into it. And then, guess what? You can structure it up to 6 times, but don't dare do that when you first get it, because you won't be able to handle the detox. Remember something? Okay, you know what? I met this guy, he's so nice to me, but I don't know. There's something about that. I just can't handle how nice he is to me, because you need a lower frequency. You're not ready to have a higher frequency. And understand something, if you give somebody too much of a high frequency, remember something, if I was vibrating at this level, and please, I'm not thinking I'm better than anyone, because I'm not. If I was vibrating at this level, okay, and or somebody was vibrating at this level and I give them something that's vibrating at this level, everything below that needs to be kicked out. What if they're constipated? What if they have anger and they're not willing to purge their liver? We'll blow them up. So when we teach one thing, don't we? We teach when somebody wants. What? Yeah, if you really love me, you'd stay. But now I guess the course worked, this little lecture. She loves herself enough to know she's got to get home. Selfish, self-centered. I'll see you later. Okay.
Daryl,
Yeah.
the water, that's fine for the tap, but what about the shower head?
We have one.
So they-
Go get it. So, and guess what? When you put it on, it'll last for life. It's a lifetime. You never have to replace it. How about this? You'll never have to put a filter in. This is all about us to consume things. Remember something, I'm going to give you a 90-day money-back guarantee, whether it's a house unit, a shower unit, or just under your tap unit. And if you don't like it, just return it. We won't even ask you why.
The shower units are amazing. We have, like, I have super hard well water where you get the, like, blue calcium buildup, right? And I cleaned the shower head, I put that on, and I was there for another year and a half, and there was no buildup in that unit or on the shower head after
Because there's
that.
no surface tension.
It was amazing.
I hope you know, why don't you go and do this? Get many different waters you want, and try to go where there's mosquitoes. And if a mosquito or a fly goes on the structured water, it'll drown. There's no surface tension. It's already 1,000% more hydratable than any other water you can drink. And you can make, how much can we make? I don't know. How long do you want to hold it under the tap? And if you don't want to get a house unit, guess what? You have to put 1 cup into a bath of water and it structures the whole water. You can put 1 pail of structured water into any size of pool and it'll structure it instantly. You don't believe me? Go under and swim under there and see if your eyes burn. They won't burn. Okay, how about this for you wine drinkers? Take the wine, pour it through the structure unit, drink the whole bottle. You'll catch a bigger buzz, way bigger buzz, because there's no surface tension. And drink whatever amount would give you a hangover, and you won't have a hangover in the morning.
And that's true.
Because give that lady a bottle of wine. And that's the truth. I can tell you other things you could do with structuring, but you can structure any liquid. And guess what? You could take, well, I won't do it. If you get a structure unit, if you go into my library, there's a whole list of everything that you can do with a structure unit. If you had an anxiety attack, if you breathe through the structure unit, it'll take you 3 breaths and it brings you right back. It's structured. Just remember, that's why you breathe through your nose and you eat through your mouth. If you breathe through your nose, you're structuring the air and it goes right to your brain to feed your brain. If you breathe through your mouth, you're not getting it. It can't take it in because it's not structured. Okay? All right.
So is there a reason why that there are so many mouth breathers?
Is there a reason why there's so, okay, I'll tell you why there's so many.
Terrified all the time.
Yeah. But it's not just that, there's mouth breathers because guess what? They eat what? Greek yogurt, okay? They eat dairy, they eat cheese, and understand something, all dairy products are a poison to humans, okay? And understand, nobody can debate me on this, so stop. Well, what if it's just raw milk? Well, I don't know, what if? You know, the reality is that 10 days after you stop breastfeeding, you don't make the enzymes to break down mammal milk anymore, thank you very much. And there's a product called casein in all dairy products, and it's a poison to humans. I hope you know that. And when you crave cheese and a glass of milk, it's because your brain's addicted to it like cocaine. Thank you very much. And understand this, give a young baby dairy products and you'll have someone that now has juvenile diabetes. Are you okay with that? Where do you think the asthma comes from? The doctor says don't give the child any dairy when it's sick, but as soon as it gets well, give it the dairy. You know what? Yes, we are the most intelligent species in the room.
There was actually a study done that said anything over 5% of casein protein turns on the biomarkers for cancer.
Yeah, that's so you know that. So just so you know, when you go home for your Greek yogurt it's dead cow's bacteria, okay? All right? So we can market you anything. And remember something, the more honest you are, the more you tell the truth, the more you're going to be attacked. Okay? Because the herd's going to come after you. All right? Let's talk about the daily cleansing tea, because there's nobody that shouldn't be on this. This has no stimulants, no laxatives, and if you took it morning and night, you just got rid of 85% of your grumbling. How about getting rid of the beach ball? How about actually getting rid of the waste that's stagnating and rotting in here? Everybody's pooping in their pelvis. How could you have dirty blood if you weren't pooping in your pelvis? How could you have cysts on your ovaries? How could you have a tumor? How could you have endometriosis? How could you have infertility, scar tissue in your fallopian tubes? How could you have a smelly vagina unless it was the fungal? Okay, understand that. All right, I'm going to be doing a one-a-day on a lady, okay, that if anybody too, you can call me. And if you don't mind, you don't come on a show and you don't have to say your name. But do you notice how I'll do consultations? And I'll do them free for people. And guess what? But you have to share it with the world. Because there's millions of people that are suffering just like you. And you're blessing the world when you do that. And I do that. And I put it out there. And that's what it's all about. You know what? Stop hiding your stuff. Because 47% of the women are urinating in their panties right now as we speak in this room. Okay, they're dripping. And that's because their pelvis is rotting out. And that's why we put together the pelvic course. It's a 3-day course that'll blow your mind, won't it?
It will blow your mind.
Yeah.
It'll give you the strategies and the roadmap to work out your perfect day and restore
What's
the
Amy?
holy grail
He's the
healing.
accountant who's probably on over budget.
So everybody who received your gift bag this evening has a sample of.
Oh, the tea.
Yeah, everybody has a sample in your gift bag.
Everybody's gift bag, right? So you get a chance.
You didn't ask me that you were going to do that.
Yeah, well, you're on the-
Okay, lighten the load, will you? Okay, anyways, so the daily cleansing tea can be taken every day for the rest of your life. How would you like to feel not bloated? How would you like to not have 85% of the symptoms that you suffer from come from that? I want to talk about our humic fulvic though, our black gold and our black diamond. Guys, I want to tell you something. You can believe this or not. This is the only fulvic humic in the world that's processed without chemicals. How's that? Okay, next thing is that black diamond goes into your cells, into your bloodstream, and into your brain. And guess what? It is the best heavy metal parasite, detoxifier on the planet. If you did just a little pinch of this, you won't have any parasites, you won't have any heavy metals. And guess what? You know, people say, oh, I went and did a heavy metal cleanse. Well, who cares? It's in the air, it's in the food, it's in the water. You do a little bit of this every day. Why would, okay, I love this. How about, who likes doing a cleanse every 3 months to 6 months? Yeah, and guess when you do it? When you feel like crap. Well, why would you want to feel like crap? Nobody has to do a cleanse if you have a perfect day. Why do you want to feel like crap? Well, I do a cleanse every time I feel like crap, and then I go back to eating crap. And that's what we do. What if you had a perfect day? So this black diamond, it's so high frequency, if I put it in water, it would stir itself. This is the plant life that dinosaurs ate. This comes out of Drumheller.
Stay on top of your house cleaning. You do a little bit daily
Yeah.
and it's not a lot of work. Give your good bacteria what they need to function and actually protect you. That's what they're meant to do.
Yeah, who takes good bacteria like Acidophilus and Bifidus and things of that nature? Just know it doesn't work. You're throwing it on top of the manure pile. And you do know that those are foreign, right? Those are alien. The only bacteria that is really going to save your life, and it is your immune system, is mommy's bacteria. And when you take this, both of these will dump off 70 micronutrients into your cells. But guess what? After they dump them, it'll load itself up with 300, 600% of its weight in heavy metals and parasites, viruses, which aren't alive. It's just toxins in your cells. That's why every change of season, people usually get sick when you're on a sick diet. Did you get what I said? And when you stress yourself out because you've been dumping so much acid into your body. Now, both all of these here, you do this and you're just not gonna feel it. This saves lives. It really does. You do both of these, do the daily cleansing tea, even if you don't do anything else, right? And the black gold, when it gets into your intestines, it'll, within days, take one of mummy's bacteria and make trillions. Because the bacteria actually feed off the humic fulvic that we have. And that's what makes them so strong.
And it's not in your food anymore because of the choice petrochemical fertilizers.
Yeah, they destroyed it.
And such that the diversity is destroyed there. So your gut microbiome, the bacteria are not as diverse as they once were. This gives you back the diversity and your inner strength, really.
Understand something. We would not need to take any supplementation if we could get rid of these psychos. But we can't change the game. When you play Monopoly, you play Monopoly. This isn't Scrabble. So they will always hold the keys to the finances. They will always continue to poison things. But understand something, we are, okay, created by God Almighty, and we can supersede all of it. You're gonna find out, I'm gonna come through this whole thing stronger and better, okay? Because what this does is it challenges me to be more, not less. Yes?
Just, Daryl, can you go through the C60?
The C60, yeah, okay. Now, when I say things, everybody's thinking I have a sales pitch, and it's not. I'm telling you the truth. Just know this, that 98% of all C60 comes out of China. Next thing, most C60 is actually made in these little blenders. Our C60 is made in a 250 gallon upside down crystal bell. And it actually is made in the dark. There is a 10,000 speaker system on each of these that put in a love harmonic into that. And it's getting funneled like a tornado right down. And the C60 that we get, the gentleman who makes my C60 bought all the C60 out of Russia when it was $35 a gram. C60 now is $385 a gram. So if you think you're buying real C60, good luck on that. And the gentleman that actually did this just bought, what is it called now? A nuclear plant in Europe. So we're going to be making our C60 over there now to keep our prices down. Anyways, so just so you know, C60, we have it in hemp oil and we have it in MCT coconut oil. Now understand, in the coconut oil, put it on your face, put it on your skin. You've never seen anything like it in your life, what it can do. Now, you'll get 10% more C60 in the coconut oil than you will in the hemp oil. But the hemp oil is a little thicker, and we use that for the vaginal infusion. And every woman here better look up vaginal infusion, because guess what? How many women know that when you put nourishment into your vagina, you uptake it 1,000% better than your mouth? That's right. You can heal your whole body by actually putting nutritional things into your vagina, and you can restore your vagina to the tone, the texture, and the circlet, the vitality that, am I lying? Okay, so understand, nobody has a course like us, and you girls need to understand that you need to wrap your head around this, okay? All right, now, the hemp oil is best used in the last half of the day. If you wanted to use both, you would do, I carry a bottle and I swig on it all day long. Understand, everyone, and you can ask anybody here. I used to wear glasses, prescription glasses. I have 100% vision, okay, far, near, okay? And understand something. I don't know too many people that can do as much as I can do. And what do you think? Am I sharp?
Very.
Yeah.
Multitasker.
Yeah, and understand something. And it only takes me 1 to 3 minutes and I can tell you everything about your personality. The reality is when you stop observing people, when you start observing people and stop judging them, and when you start only doing high vibrational things, you unleash your spirit. And guess what? I am the threat. I am the threat. We only need 1 out of 10,000 people to actually become spirit beings on this planet, and we will take this thing down. Okay, because we are as powerful as 9,999 of the herd. And that's the deal. And I'm going to prove it. So everything is about frequency. So what do you want to say? You want to say something about this? But the reality is you better watch out, because our C60, it's purple, and it's purple because it naturally turns purple because of the quality. And understand there's a company called Purple Power, and they add palm oil to it to make you think you're getting purple C60. What's your question, Sherry?
What are the benefits that people are?
Well, let me tell you this much. If you do the black gold, black diamond, and you do the C60, I promise you that if you do it throughout the day and you do microdosing, that you'll get rid of all symptoms of this. Is that enough? Nothing else does it. Okay, they've tried to stop C60 from coming into France because of that. And the reality is C60 is the highest vibrational molecule on planet Earth. It is 300 times stronger than vitamin C. Yeah.
That's what
It will actually rewrite and restore your brain. It'll restore any part of your body if you want to sip on it and drink on it. Let me tell you something, Sherry. If you were to actually buy into this BS, this belief system, and actually do the black diamond, the black gold, the C60, the calcium ion therapy, I don't care what kind of condition you have. Everything is vibration. Everything turns something on or turns something off, right? Like this here, Merigen is expensive, but guess what? It does over 200, it does, 1 second here. What? Bye, have a beautiful night.
It restores calcium homeostasis in the body.
That's right. And guess what? It does more hormonal changes and chemical changes in 1 second than anything else. Did you know that your calcium ions do most of your communication in the body? Did you know that all the calcium products you take don't work? It's the only one that does. Scientifically proven. It's expensive, but understand something. We can get somebody that their bones are crumbling, and within 9 months to a year, they have the bone structure of a healthy 30-year-old. This product has been shown to turn around stage 4 inflammation, which they call cancer. How about diabetes? Okay, how about arthritis? How about anything? Because remember, everything is a symptom of being out of balance.
Inflammation. So if your blood pH is becoming acidic, your body is robbing the calcium from your bones to get those calcium ions to buffer down the acidity. You take that, and it's actually helping to restore that displaced calcium back to your bones and restore the calcium homeostasis in the body, the balance, the natural balance.
How many people here understand something? You're not bone on bone in your hips. You calcified the cartilage. And when they go to do the x-ray, they say it's bone on bone, and I call BS. I will give everybody a money back guarantee that you're not going to get hip surgery if you listen to what we say. You're not going to go in and get fused in L3, L4, L5, or in your cervical. Between our non-surgical, the Cellsonic, and getting on our products, we will reverse your problem within 6 weeks to 3 months completely. Or you can go get surgery and be laid up for 6 months to a year. Which one would you like? You know, you were created by God Almighty. Why don't we just start acting like it? Understand something. I do have the best products in the world. I made sure of it. And understand this. We have to give people not hope, but we have to give people courage. And understand, you know what? We were actually threatened when, long time ago, I was threatened that we're not allowed to give people false hope. Well, I never do give false hope. False hope is taking drugs. False hope is going for surgery. I'll tell you what isn't false hope. What is courage is when you believe that that which created the universe has always loved you. And when you know that your body, if you created something on a subconscious level, when you become conscious, you can heal anything. And we can. You can reverse anything that they created the day that you decide you're worthy of it. But guess what? Most of you aren't worth a nickel 95. You won't spend any money on yourself, but if it was your children or if it was somebody in the family, you'll do everything, the shirt off your back. But you won't do it for yourself until you're down on your knees and begging God, please tell me I'm a liar. Yeah, okay? It's all programming. It's all programming. And you know what? And people think I'm cocky, but I'm not cocky. The reality is you can have it all. And the reality is I've never taken anything that you guys could have had. I never took anything because there's enough for everyone. Okay? The reality is that you haven't claimed your God-given right to find your authentic self. That's it.
So, Daryl.
Yeah.
This is very interesting because I've been holding on I know Western medicine quite a lot.
What's very interesting?
The idea that this can heal because bone on bone, no hips, knees, part of it's gone.
Okay, but are you willing to change the way you drink, think, and eat?
Oh, yeah.
No, but no, you can't just say that. Because guess what? Your friends are not gonna change, your family's not gonna change, and you didn't get bone on bone by not having addictions. So are you willing to give up your addictions?
Ice cream, yeah.
Oh, well, I know. And guess what? Ice cream is a direct poison.
It's organic.
So you're organically dead now, okay. Yeah, and that's the truth. I mean, the big problem is your oxygen levels are so low. And the other thing is the parasitical problem, and your core, okay, is got no tone left to it. All right? But guess what? This can all be turned around. Are you willing? So guess what? Everybody here, you could call up, pay $150, get a consultation, okay? And guess what? If you don't think that you've gotten 10 times worth your money, then just call up and say, I want my money back. And then you get to have all that free information. You can't scare us because guess what? We know what we're doing. And then you get support. We promise you 6 weeks support, okay? Because guess what? Learning how to love yourself and learning about health, you can't go to an hour consultation. You need a guy to coach with you. And the reality is I guarantee that you'll be with your master consultant, whoever you pick, on our website. Just go to Doctorate Detox, hit consultation, and then pick who you want. Now, Sandra, she's in-house and she's in Kelowna. You can go see her and get it done and get a consult. And guess what? And then you'll be able to call Sandra. Sandra's not going anywhere, okay? She loves what she does. And then you can get her to do your consult. And even if she decides to leave and go to another place in space, the reality is that we will answer your questions and look after you for the rest of your life. That's it. So the reality is you have to opt in enough to care to spend the time with yourself. Most of you will never do it. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just hard to break away from the family. Okay, honestly, have you ever seen a family that are really healthy and then everybody's into it? You're only going to get the man or the woman. Okay, you might get one girl, and never the guy, but you'll get one girl going, that's it, I'm just going to eat well. And it's never like the young boy, it's the young girl that wants to do it. Right? So it's always the same story. It's just programming.
We're programmed to disrespect ourselves.
Anyways, you're not bone on bone. You've calcified. So if we were to do a check on you, you would be suffering from osteoporosis. And all the calcium from the ice cream has left your bones to try to buffer down your blood so that you didn't go into a coma or die. So now you've got osteoporosis, you've got low oxygen, low mineral content, because you're a sugar junkie, dairy junkie. And that's it. And you're frying yourself out. And you know why? Do you want to know why, sweetheart? Because there's not enough love or sweetness in your life. And you've never learned how to love yourself. But guess what? You love people. And that's great. There it is. All right? Okay, let's get into a big circle. Everybody, let's circle the chairs. Okay, now let's come together and do something really crazy and hold hands in a big circle. I'll show you why. Okay? All right? Okay. Okay, everybody? Just go on the outside and let's go into a big circle. Okay? Go squeeze in. All right, let's go around. We can make a big circle around here. Okay, let's take this. 1 second.
You want help?
Now, I just want to put this in front of you.
Okay.
I just don't want people looking. Okay, grab that one. You just put it in front, that's all.
Right here?
Back there.
Okay.
Okay, we'll pull these. Okay. These are trip wires.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And one more.
Okay, all right, let's hold hands. All right, okay. Now, let's have some fun just for a couple of minutes. We're not going to be here all night. Okay, what did you learn? Say it out loud, say it proud.
What I learned, to eat better and love myself.
Okay, what did you learn, sweetheart?
Learn more to love myself and more about the thoughts, for sure.
Okay, what did you learn, sir?
Just gotta get up and do it.
You just gotta get up and do it. Okay, sounds like a Nike commercial. Okay, all right?
Learn to love myself more and to nourish myself more.
And guess what? I'm gonna tell you something. Don't eat, nourish, okay? And stop loving everyone and love yourself. And guess what? Guess what? It's impossible to stop loving anyone when you love yourself. Did you get that? Okay. Now, when you're not liking yourself, what are you doing to everyone else? You're not liking them. When you're hating yourself, what are you doing to everyone else? You're hating them. I'm telling you, this is the big one. You don't want to get a consult. You don't want to spend any money. You don't go, then don't do it. Don't do it. But at least love yourself. Let's see if you can not have a negative thought about the world and judge the world for 24 hours. I bet you can't do it for 24 minutes. You cannot. I don't care what people try to do to me. I don't care what the government does. I don't care what the corporations do. You got to stop it. You know, you came down here, and guess what? I need you to turn that kitty litter back into a sandbox. Okay? All right? Let's all do this. Okay? All right? Okay. Your heart to my heart. My heart to your heart. So we don't have to do that. Okay, that's not working. I don't want to do it. It's not fun. Okay, I want everybody to turn around and we're all going to read this together. Ready? Okay, all right? I am love. I am BraveHeart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I close my eyes, I trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God, because I am, I can, I'm healed, I'm BraveHeart. Now, when I go 1, 2, 3, we will roar and bring the walls down. 1, 2, 3, roar! Thank you for coming. Sandra. Sandra, can you put your hand up? Where are you? Thanks for joining us. God bless everyone. Thank you for joining us.